Doing fine, sir. I was just having a good time watching the people, try to troll Black Panther and just get totally shut down by Facebook because everyone's not fucking around with that shit. How do you think that would be successful, sir?
I do not think that's going to be successful whatsoever. But how about you, though, Allie girl?
Hey!
Hey! Oh, you're finally not at work, finally. Goddamn.
Finally, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I barely see you anymore. What the fuck? No,
I know.
but... oh, God. This is so sad. No, but you know what, though? No one's going to be sad without seeing me for a very long time because I'm annoying. But that's okay because people tonight, it's a midnight chat attack, and I'm here to annoy the fuck out of you. I'm just joking. But speaking of annoying, some things happened on the high score tonight. If you guys don't watch Double Toast is a video game show that's on Saturdays at 5 o'clock CST. And today they played yet another fucking Batman video game. I don't understand why.
Hey man, that's how Batman is just a great video game, man. It's up there with the Grand Theft Auto series, Halo in its early days. Hell, man. At some point, like if you really think about it, it's almost like the first Pac-Man game in the way it's established video gaming for the future.
Are you trolling? Because right now
I'm trolling like a motherfucker. You believe any of it? Shame on you.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But no, over here, BBM saying hi, MCA panel. Adrian Bland saying, what's up, everyone? Justin Zarin's in the house. Actually, we haven't seen Justin Zarin a lot in the beginning of these shows. Maybe later on at the very, very end. Or in the after hours.
I like how he calls us a panel. I would love to see you try to do a panel show between Allie getting like the most fucked up, like flirty questions possible, and just Nick getting fucked with by the audience most constantly. Like I picture you just leaping over the table like that dude that was trying to kill that doctor from the Olympics.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, and then something happens with Allie. Someone hits her in the ankle. She's like, "Why?
Why? Why? Why?
Oh my God, no! I feel like watching I, Tonya again one of these days. I don't know. Maybe we'll redo like an indie thing that we were doing for a while. They're watching Lady Bird and shit like that. And by the way, too, speaking of that, so just to put this out of the way right now, there's going to be a lot of announcements today, so please bear with us with that said. And the reason why I was talking about the Double Toasted video game thing is they were messing around with somebody that watches us a lot, Jet Jackson, and they were picking on her because of the fact that they did want to play Monster Hunter World. So we're like, you know what, we'll do the different thing. I don't understand why they didn't want to play it because the game is super fun. I gave it a review last week and said it was one of the best fucking things I played this year, even though it's only been 2 months. It's a good year so far. It's a good way to start off. So yeah, tonight we're playing Monster Hunter World. If you guys have a PSN, a PlayStation 4 ID or screen name, give it to either Ganja, me, Allie, or just post it in the YouTube chat. We'll see it. And I can invite you into the game and actually add you as a friend so you can play with me when we're not doing a show. But that's going to be at the end of tonight.
And if you don't want to do that, you could always delete them later.
Oh, I need friends. Obviously, I need friends because he's being mean.
I didn't say shit.
And then she's smiling about it. No, this is fucked up. No, I feel bad over here. But yeah, people definitely. I would love to get you guys into a game. I'm actually a somewhat high level. We'll play a low level match so you guys can actually get through it with me and we can whip some ass. Adrian Blend saying an MCA Q&A. I would love that. Which, by the way, speaking of that, we're gonna do something kind of similar to that when I'm setting everything up at the end of the show. So if you guys have questions or community questions, you guys can ask us live in the chat later on tonight as well. But on top of that, Mr. Ganja Guru, after hours tonight, son.
All right, guys. I didn't post on the Facebook because I thought our certain little bird man who's disappeared, he's flown a coop. We don't know where he is. So if you guys could put out a warning for him, I'm joking, by the way. We know where he is. He just passed out somewhere in the ditch. Probably don't have his Coke fixed. But that's besides the point, folks. We're actually got an after hours plan. I'm going to tell you guys right now, we're going to be doing Black exploitation films for the start of Black History Month. I was about to say Black Friday again.
Yeah, me too.
But because I would like to actually do it because right now everyone's celebrating Black cinema with the upcoming Black Panther, and I think it's fitting because these were the first movies that anyone can actually see like a black lead in those kind of times, like back in the 70s. And most of them are comedies, so it's much easier for people to appeal to them rather than just Boys in the Hoods or those real serious films where everyone's got to be quiet and just really focus in on the dialogue. So this is going to be more entertaining. So if you guys, I'm going to be posting the link inside, I think not the YouTube channel because it tends not to work for Alan, but I'll be posting inside the Double Toasted chat room for the straw poll. Make sure to make your decisions. Vote for Black Dynamite. It's the perfect one right next to Human Tornado. And I really appreciate the character. I think he's one of the best ones, especially after I watched the anime series from Adult Swim.
Yeah, no, and it was funny last night watching Double Toast and actually do a drunk show discussing, what was that movie, The Disco Godfather, which had one of the weirdest fucking endings I've ever seen. So definitely go check that out.
We were going to actually bring that up as a list until we found out Double Toasted was doing it. So we were like, all right, I guess that's one off the list.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and just so you guys know, or just if you guys are listening to this while you're playing a video game or something, getting leveled up on Monster Hunter to play with us, yeah, the choices are Black Dynamite, Human Tornado, which, God, I want to watch Human Tornado. There's so much titty in that movie. I don't know what the
Besides
fuck's
Black
going on.
Dynamite, I haven't seen most of these films.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. This can be new to you, too. And then I'm going to Get You Sucker as our third choice, and then fourth, Last Dragon. Are you guys sure you didn't pick some Bruce Lee movie or some shit?
No, Last Dragon is actually I think it's one of the first parody movies of the Kung Fu. That it's like if Marlon Wayans actually did a good parody movie, and it has the main character that was played by that one dude, that Alan, that lived with Corey Coleman from Double Toast Too Long, and that plays Show Enough, and that's where that reference comes from.
Yeah, and right now I just typed in the chat, but Adrian Valente saying, how about we watch Detroit?
Man, we are not fucking watching Detroit. That is not a feel-good movie. I tried to watch that on edibles. I ended up crying through half the film. It was not fun.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was rough. And by the way,
Detroit to do edibles.
yeah,
Hey, I didn't say it was a good decision. Like, I wanted to get into the actual characters, and then I felt like I was the one being persecuted, and I cried.
Which character are you trying to get into? The fucking like the guys who are
Well, let's just say I was definitely not the boys in blue.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
I still need to watch that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not want to watch that movie, but we might end up doing that tonight. I mean, I don't know if you're going to join us for that. The one thing that I want to do, though, is a movie that's starring Rudy Ray Moore, and this is something that Corey talked about recently on a video on YouTube. But yeah, the Human Tornado. Oh, God, there's titty. I can't. No, we can't show titty. I mean, Jesus Christ. How's that on YouTube?
Oh,
Man, that's not. No, that's bad. Here, I found another thing. The Human Tornado. Yeah,
I
just
swear
torch.
to God, there's titty in this one. You're trying to get us kicked off of YouTube.
No, this is fire. This is fire and flames. Everything's cool.
Well, some people, the earlier scene was fire as well.
Yeah, it was hot fire. No, but people, yeah, Human Tornado. It's a ridiculous ass movie from the 70s, and hopefully, you guys vote for that one. I know we got one vote on that already, but we'll vote for the most part in the after hours. We'll send the link in the rabbit and things like that. So it'll be really, really cool. Justin Arian saw his first date today. Oh boy, MCA uncensored. Woohoo! Jerry's too hot for TV and shit.
I saw titties.
Y'all immature. But yeah, no, it's doing the after hours.
I hope y'all don't be a dick and report us.
Yeah, please don't report it. Come on, y'all. Oh, that's what happens when you didn't read the rules. You're right. You know what, before we fuck up anymore, we're gonna read them rules right now, gotcha. So
You cheeky son of a bitch, BBN. Well, I'm gonna have to skip over rule number 3 because we fucking broke our own goddamn rule. But a friendly reminder for everyone involved in this, besides Ali, who can always follow these rules. Please, no nudity, folks. That includes Nick Diaz, who actually runs the show. Keep the titties off the network, especially if it's on YouTube. But, guys, let's start from the top and go to the bottom. Rule number 1, newcomers join the call first. We're all about those new, fresh smelling faces, those people that are showing up for the first time or popping on like usual. So make sure to hit me or Allie Girl on our Facebooks or on doubletoast.com chat room so we can get you onto the show. And also, real quick, I want to ask you somebody in the chat room. He asked how to get the poll. It's going to be posted later onto the YouTube comment section when this video is done processing, as well in the Double Toasted chat room right now if you want to get there early and have to make an account. It's free, by the way. Rule number 2. I was about to skip it again. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other, folks. Or go full retard. I know that is an offensive word now, but everyone kind of gets the meaning. Don't do it because it's rude for other people that are trying to listen to the show. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show that includes who comes on for certain topics, subjects, and conversation bits. So you hand out the link, you're gone, and so is the dumbass that clicked that motherfucker. Rule number 5, read the rules, and Allie Girl, I hope your mother isn't there.
Don't be a dick.
Dick,
Yeah!
dick, 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 dick. God, what the fuck is going on?
One of my favorite stupid dance moves to do that make people laugh is the one from Dave Chappelle, where it's the guy doing this the most stupidest robot walking through this.
And by the way, too, if you guys are curious as to what the voting is so far, yeah, we got 2 votes on Human Tornado and we got 1 vote on the Black Dynamite.
My heart.
Yep. Sorry.
You know what
about
happened?
that.
They saw the titties. They were like, let's do this.
Let's do this. Hell yeah. I won them over with the titty. But speaking of winning people over with the titty, on Double Toasted chat, this is the reason why people are being able to vote right now. So if you guys, like BBM, I know he doesn't have an account on doubletoasted.com. If you make a free account, you can actually join in on that chat and show gifts and things like that, pictures. No titties, though. But then also you'll be able to click on that link, the strawpoll.me link, and then you'll be able to vote on some of these movies. But you'll get a chance tonight, too, in the after hours, and they'll be awesome. It'll be great. But I will say, the DT chat, once again, not a lot going on here, so I hate to do it to y'all
I'm trying
again.
to encourage my boys to talk, but all I got is Adrian and me posting a Black Liberation MCA logo, man. Y'all need to help me the fuck out.
Yeah, but here we go. I mean, everyone's saying a bunch of funny things. YouTube chat's just attacking the chat like they always do. I got Justin here saying you might say Nick is dodging YouTube punishment by the skin of his teeth. I want to dodge something else by the skin of my teeth when it comes to that fucking video we just saw. Titties all over the place. Ganja, ready for the Super Bowl? No one here is ready for the fucking Super Bowl, I don't think. Are we
Why would you ask me, man? I got better things to do on Super Bowl weekend than watch a bunch of people throw balls. Like, all I know is we all have to support the Eagles because the Patriots are evil and created by the devil. That's what I get told by most football fans, so go Eagles, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. Honestly, I feel like these people have fought so many times already or played the football game against each other. Where you can't even say they fought. It's like they threw balls at each other before. It's just like, okay, who gives a shit? I don't even know one dude's name in the whole group of 50 people on the fucking field. But, hey, if you guys want to get into a rabbit...
Tom Brady?
Okay, Tom Brady. And he's in the Super Bowl. Yeah, actually, he's in the Super Bowl. Right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know shit about Tom Brady. I'm sorry.
Last time I checked.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, if somebody else, like, I know Jenny likes to do this a lot, Chaos Bulldog and Double Toasted chat. I know Cedric, Bob Blob in the YouTube chat, they like to do that stuff, do rabbits and things like that. So we might join you guys, but make sure to kind of hit them up and something like that if you guys want to get together. But here's the thing, Ganja Guru. We're going to get into our topics, sir. We're going to get to these quick because, once again, just to remind you guys, Monster Hunter tonight. You better get your fucking game, get your username ready, and tell us so we can play together later on. But
I guess I'll tell you guys about the Facebook page later tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, over here we're talking about Sony Entertainment reportedly up for sale. Now, just that title alone, is that surprising you at all, Allie?
No.
No. Okay. I'm surprised that's not surprising you. Because I thought they were doing.
Well, because they've been making not, I guess, the best. At least, I don't know, for movies. Is it the movie studio or is it all of Sony?
I don't know, because all of Sony is a pretty big purchase. I don't think it's going to be for that.
Yeah. There's just the studios and whatever. Yeah, it seems like they're always hearing something about them just not having it together, so I'm not really surprised because this doesn't seem like it's very organized in their film section over there, so
yeah. No, that makes sense. And like Ganja, did that title alone, this topic surprise you?
Not really, because when it comes to the Sony studios, they've been fun. Like, Ali kind of just simplified a little bit, but to go into greater detail, like, if you look at all the properties, like, Ali, have you remember anything? Because the ones I remember are all the shitty products, like the Smurfs, Alvin and the Chipmunks, all those shitty animations. Like, do you have any recollections besides the Spider-Man films that have been good to decent recently?
Well, I mean, they have their Sony Pictures Classic division, and those they put out the more independent films that are actually good. So, that section is they do some great stuff, but like their main, like Sony, what is it, Columbia Pictures, haven't really seen a good film from them in a couple of years, I feel.
Yeah, no, neither have I. And even though Sony's been kicking ass with movies like Jumanji, Spider-Man: Homecoming, which apparently like they made a shit ton with those. But yeah, there's news that came out of Sony potentially going this route with Deadline. That one, they're a news article just like Variety and shit like that. But Deadline apparently reported that the current chief, the CEO, Kaz, I can't say his fucking last name, but apparently he announced that he's stepping down. And I think that on top of them announcing that he's stepping down, it's just like, oh, they bought Fox. So, like, they have money to go spend to buy a bunch of other shit. I think that's the main reason why. It's not because they're doing bad. Because Jumanji, I think it's still number one in the box office right now. And wasn't that, 6 weeks ago that it first went out in movie theaters?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been doing really well. Just because it's just not... there hasn't been any other really big release this year yet. So... it's kind of like a great time slot, so that's why it's doing so well. And I mean, hey, a lot of people like it, so yeah.
No, that's true. But I'm curious though. Like, do you guys feel like you would have rather had Sony get bought instead of Fox? Like, I'm gonna ask you first. Like, do you feel like it would have been better if vice versa happened instead of Fox being bought? Sony was.
Man, I don't know how to feel about it because I'm hating all these companies doing like these big mergers now because we're just going to end up getting it where we're going to get the same kind of models in entertainment over and over again because you're seeing it now with Star Wars, and that's everyone's complaint with the new Star Wars movie is it's starting to follow the same Avengers formula. And I feel like Disney kind of has packed himself in a corner trying to do all these, extended universes and all these different films. and they're not giving it the same care and kind of dedication that the Marvel team had when they first started doing it and Disney picked it up. Like, a lot of that shit was planned before Disney bought it with, I think it was Iron Man, where they were starting to hint at possibly doing Avengers, and they were already focused on the plan, where now they're just picking up and running with the ball that they got close to the touchdown line, and they're now just getting cocky with it. And I'm worried now that we're going to see the same kind of base entertainment now that all these companies are just trying to buy up the smaller ones. That I know that, like, if Alan here was like, yo, man, they don't make good pictures anymore, I'm glad they're buying us so we can see better movies with so-and-so, such an S character. But these monopolizations of all these entertainment industries is just going to make it harder for people to get into Hollywood, because there's going to be less job positions to fill because everyone's hiring from within their own company. And I think it was like Sony. Was it Sony? No, it was a 21st Century Fox got reported that they lost a lot of jobs because of the merger, because everyone had their own thing to fill out the spots. So there was no reason for it, and it helped nobody except for the company's heads. And I think we're going to see a lack of movie creativity as everyone tries to follow a lot of these profitable marketing schemes, especially with the trilogies being the biggest thing now.
Yeah, and over here, Skull has something really interesting to say really quick. He's saying ever since the Sony hack in 2014, they seem to be going downhill. And then, just to go back just for a second, Tay made me laugh because she says Sony Entertainment was fucked as soon as they milked the chipmunks. And then Justin's like, phrasing, Tay.
Yo, I'm glad he called her out, because now I don't know why, but I had two things come to mind. One, chipmunks with tits, which I shouldn't have thought of, and two, them being able to be milked, and three now has just popped in my head. Wouldn't that be an alternative to almond milk, and would it be delicious? So that's like four things that popped in my head.
Almond milk sucks.
Damn. Okay. Well,
I tried it. I've been on this health kick lately, and so I've been trying to find, more healthy substitutes for stuff I really love. And I tried the almond milk, and I just couldn't get behind it. It tasted like Play-Doh.
Have you tried watching the chipmunks as a diet thing?
No, but one thing that's concerning as well about this, man, is that apparently, like, another thing that's aiding this thought process of Sony being up for sale is the new CEO. Apparently people see him as a numbers guy, because Kaz, the current CEO, was more interested in the entertainment value, and this other dude, I think his name is Yoshida. Weird name.
What the fuck is talking about entertainment value? Meanwhile, he made like 5 Chipmunk sequels. Fucking Smurfs. Man, get the fuck out of here. That was a lie and a half.
Yeah, true. But then again, maybe it was something like, hey, nostalgia, right? Because Spider-Man: Homecoming, Jumanji, these are things that are kind of old school in a way. Some kind of nostalgic value. And for me personally, it's like, if anyone's going to be doing nostalgia value, the best is going to be the TV shows. It's going to be DC, who keeps redoing their cinematic canon. I mean, you're in third place right now, honestly, Sony. Like, what the fuck you doing? Give Spider-Man to fucking Marvel so they can do something with it, which they kind of are now, so it is what it is. But yeah, apparently Yoshida, the new CEO, he's apparently not giving a fuck about the actual product on screen and just wants the numbers to come in. And, obviously Sony hasn't been doing the greatest as far as numbers until recently. And I think that could be an indication that maybe the new CEO has already said a few things, has handed a few things. For instance, like the Jumanji thing. I don't think The Rock would be willing to do any of these movies, because he's doing Rampage as well, and I think that's also Sony Pictures. Right. And even if the movie's doing well, that's an expensive bill. You're buying The Rock and Kevin Hart to be in a fucking expensive-ass property as Jumanji. Like, that's a lot of fucking money being put into one thing. Even if it makes a shit ton of money, you're only making a little bit of profit. So... Right. Yeah, it's just, for me, it's just kind of crazy how Sony's doing this now versus, it's obviously because of Fox being bought. But I just don't think it should be happening. I actually like Sony, so I mean, maybe I'm like the only one person.
I just like the idea of these multiple companies being able to do more creative avenues. Like Ali said, they have an independent studio that's actually, from what she explained, actually does some creative stuff that are actually entertainment. But they're not the big bum busters like now, like Lady Bird's interesting because it's just, it hit the right audience. But most of the time, those films are ignored. And Dijon, that is nasty inside the Double Toasted chat. But besides the chat that I just got, it's kind of a similar thing. Like, they fuck themselves with bad products, entertainment, and now with this whole kick of like these companies doing these big mergers, they put themselves in a disadvantage where their properties aren't selling. And like Skull brought up earlier in the Double Toasted chat, because of the Sony leak, basically released how most mishandled this is, how much it is just a individual executive play-by-play, that it's just favors being done. The fact that they can't control the security well. And the big thing is, like, people don't want to blame North Korea. It wasn't North Korea. It was just some random hackers now, it turns out to be. But the fact that some random hackers that don't have infrastructure to do this to them, it shows that they really don't have a handle what they're doing fucking at Sony. And
yeah, I mean, they're over here just like this fucking chipmunk, just sucking the teat, like just taking advantage of the situation.
They're not wrong. Like, they were taking advantage of their ecstasy amongst the point that they rebooted it and then it fucked it up again.
Yeah, yeah, and it's bad that you really got your shit not so taken care of to the point when you got like basement boy fucking hackers fucking your shit up. Like you got some young punk kid, and being able to fuck with your stuff. I mean, Expendables was destroyed over that shit. I mean, I think Stallone was legitimately like, "You're fucking up my business, fuck you," So
Right.
yeah, I mean that was bad. Those leaks and everything too. I mean, even the Hateful Eight suffered from that big time too, right? Tarantino
I don't
movie.
think the Hateful Eight suffered too much from that. I think it suffered more from like everyone can Quentin Tarantino
Oh,
fatigue.
fatigue. Yes.
I, I made a I
Feet.
made a old word there, but the fact is, like, I think a lot of people are getting overtired with him, and then everyone heard the reports that the N-word was heavily used again, so everyone's kind of like, I'll just watch this shit on DVD.
Yeah, which I mean, hey, it was a good movie.
I heard it was still critically acclaimed. God damn, I'm just fucking up words left and right
It's
today.
okay, buddy. It's okay.
I'm talking about going full retard earlier, and now I'm doing this shit.
Oh man, but you know what? To help you out, we'll get into the next topic really quick, so we can get closer and closer to our main event. So over here, very very quick too. Not a lot to say, but yeah, Facebook apparently shut down the Black Panther troll group. And by the way, really quick, and I know we're talking about a lot of double toasted stuff, whatever. But did you watch their video discussing like the excuses that might come up from Black Panther potentially failing?
All right, first of all, that motherfucker's making gangbusters. If you rewind the show, there was literally an article. It's like Black Panther poses to make a lot of money. Financially, this shit's gonna be successful no matter fucking what.
Mm-hmm.
Critically, you might have some people that start trolling. Now, I'm gonna I told Aaron because me and Aaron actually had a pretty deep conversation on actually Facebook because he messaged me like, "Yo, man, what's your problem with the king, bro?" I was for a second I felt like fucking him. I was like, I don't have a problem with Martin Luther King. I think he was pretty cool, man.
By the way, you gotta be careful what you said too, because it's like, man, for a minute I thought about fucking him. You didn't say fucking with him.
My bad. My phrasing. I meant I wanted to fuck with him a little bit, but after we started talking and stuff, my thing is like I just don't want a mediocre film that is getting craved down my throat as a great fucking property because it's significant for a culture that needs this kind of mainstream respect. I respect better, and you should respect better, especially from a company that's known to put out banger movies like Civil War, Captain America, and Iron Man when they throw their first character releases out there and not just get some cookie cooker story so they can just appease a small part of the fan base. Get some real content for your bang, for a bang for your buck, you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
But the thing is, these motherfuckers are not giving that shit a chance at all.
No,
I'm at least gonna watch it, and I was fucking with y'all earlier that I'm not gonna see it in theaters. I'm gonna go see it. It's just sold out everywhere, so you have to give me a chance. But I'm still gonna see it. But these motherfuckers ain't giving a chance, and half of them are racist. I'm more than assuming. This is not just Ganja pulling the race card. A lot of their stuff is like hidden words for like racism. You know how some people do that shit. Everyone's guilty of it.
Oh yeah.
But they're clearly doing that. And then you have the other ones that are hardcore DC fans that are just biased that no one cares that Cyborg was in there, and they're claiming that ignoring Cyborg is racism now. And they don't realize he was just a fucking side character and didn't mean anything to the story, so fuck it. But like we have the first like real like first mainstream like lead black superhero, and they're equating that to a side character. So it's just like craziness on both sides. Like it's either I hate Marvel and fuck everything that Marvel puts out, no matter what. Like this could be like Martin Luther King meets the Avengers, and they'll still be hating on it for some reason because it's a Marvel product. And then you have the racists that are hiding behind that fake critique shit. And that's pretty much what I went through with Aaron. And the other day we saw eye to eye. We disagreed on some things, but that's how I perceive it as being like there's trolls and there's people that are trying to be real critics, but then you got people down the middle that are going to take advantage of the whole popularity and try to get the views, get the hype. Hell, this some dude right now is talking shit about it and just saw a screener, but he's dropping like hints because I think it still has a critic deadline.
Oh yeah. There's like an embargo where you're not allowed to talk about certain things. But like, Allie, like I know you're hyped to see this movie and everything too. I mean, you even said like, man, I can't wait to go and see this with a certain audience. It's gonna be hype as fuck.
Oh yeah, I got tickets first off because I kind of delayed getting the tickets. I couldn't get them on Thursday, but I got tickets on Saturday at 7:30. Like, yo, I'm ready for this audience. Like, it's at the theater that like has the more interesting group of people. It's not like the bougie theater. It's like, all right, we got the multicultural theater up in here. Like, I'm ready. So yeah, I'm excited mainly for the audience, for the actual movie. Sure, yeah, it's great to see, finally a movie about Black people that's not about slavery, or like being about being in like a bad part of a city and whatever. So it's nice to see something different. But yeah, like people are just this group. I'm just like, Yeah, what Ron just said. I mean, I don't want to assume it's everyone, but it just seems like there's people with prejudice. And they don't want to see a big blockbuster movie that has minorities leading the cast succeed because they're screwed up inside and they don't want equality in the world. So yeah, that's what I think. I really honestly sure, maybe it's some DC fan people. I don't know. I'm more of a DC fangirl. Like, and I want this to succeed just because it's just great to see diversity in the film industry. So yeah, like I'm on board. I'm totally rooting for this movie. So, but
Yeah.
I know some other people don't think that way. And like, can I just say that Cyborg? I never liked Cyborg in the Justice League.
Oh,
Like,
what?
he's much more for Teen Titans. I like him in Teen Titans, or like not the main group. Like if he's like in the background somewhere, not in the background, but like if he's just like more of a minor character in the Justice League, but then has his own comic, or he's a much major part in Teen Titans, I'm okay. But I was always a person that liked Martian Manhunter, since he was like one of the founding members of the Justice League, and I found him much more interesting. Cyborg just seems kind of like, all right, well, he's popular in this other show, so let's just kind of push him into this group.
And this is a character you did like Martian Manhunter. Now this dude looks like a villain more so than anything else.
Now he's super cool. He comes actually from Mars, and honestly though, he could be played by a black actor because it's always kind of been portrayed as when he's on Earth, is the persona he takes on because he can shapeshift. Mm-hmm. He's a black person. Like he usually like goes around like it's a black male. So it's not like they couldn't have done that too. And I felt like he would have definitely been much more interesting than Cyborg. Heck, Green Lantern as well. Like, but Jon Stewart, much more notable and more, just cooler characters. Sorry, like Cyborg ain't all that cool. Like, I liked him in Justice League, but I just felt like you kind of to get people more, like interested in this. I wouldn't have chosen him.
But so you would have preferred this dude, Green Lantern.
At least he could do some cool stuff, and he's part of this major, huge universe that's more so than just like Earth, but it goes beyond. And they're literally space policemen, so there's just like countless of different star systems and stuff like that you can go to, and there's so much more to explore. So you can take that further, and plus there's multiple Green Lanterns for Earth as well. So you can have Hal Jordan, you can have Jon Stewart, you can have a lot more human Green Lanterns if you want. So, but this just kind of makes it a little bit, cooler, just saying.
Yeah, and then here's the collection of different kind of Green Lanterns, even a female Green Lantern, which is I didn't think that was a thing. I mean, I'm not into these things, so maybe I'm like stupid sounding when I say something like that. But yeah, like you're right, this would be kind of cool too. But then, I mean, who knows? Like just because the comic books have a certain lore that they've actually went to, I can actually see them doing something different with the films or something with this guy. I mean, why can't we have other cyborg people? Why does it have to be just this one dude? I mean, don't they kind of express that somewhat in the lore of like, yeah, he's not the only one? Or no?
Well, yeah. There have been other characters, but
it's just not as big of a deal as Green Lantern. Is basically what you're saying, like.
Yeah, Green Lantern is much more of a bigger character than Cyborg. I feel like more people would know him. I mean, just say what you want, but Green Lantern did expose like that. Ryan Reynolds movie kind of did expose people more to it. Mm-hmm. So I would say he's more notable. Hopefully he'll show up in the next DC movie. I don't know what the heck's happening with that, but
yeah, because like with you saying that is like you get a situation with this dude, Cyborg, and I mean you would most people would say like, oh well, we've had superheroes, we have Cyborg, but he's part of the Justice League. Oh, we've had Blade, well that's kind of a horror movie. Oh, we've had Steel, well that was blah blah blah. But you have this, and it's like, no, this is literally like an all-black, or for the most part, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple white people in here and everything like that, but for the most part, a black cast. And it's going to be some cool shit, and it just sucks that, right now we found a whole new fucking ugly face of nerdom. I mean, we just got done with the whole Star Wars thing.
That way. They always react like this. Like, just when they change the race of a comic book character, we've seen it. Not surprising at all. Of course, there's a racist comic book group of people who like comic books. It's not really new. This is just like, of course, I don't know, it's just taking into a much more drastic direction of actually doing something extremely different. But like, of course, Fantastic Four. We've seen that. I don't know if people complain about Samuel L. Jackson with him being Nick Fury because he was originally white in the comics. I don't think a lot of people complain about that, though.
Yeah, no. Or at least I don't remember that happened.
I'm sure there's someone out there. I'm sure there's a group of people out there. Even though it's
first it was him, now they're gonna take over.
Yeah, I mean? Exactly. They feel like I'm like, yo, just shut up. Like, sorry that the world does not revolve around you. Like, there is more people like out there than just white people, and we'd like to see ourselves represented in the media. Is that too much to ask for? Like, yo, seriously, we're not trying to take over anything.
And that's the thing too, like, just so people know as well, because I mean, like, that we're talking about a percentage of people that might be the case, but I mean, for the most part, it's just assholes in general. Because basically, what happened was there was an event page on Facebook called "Give Black Panther Rotten Tomatoes audience score on Rotten Tomatoes," and basically, you know, many people saw this happen with Star Wars: The Last Jedi. As some dude came out and basically said, "Yo, that was me all along," like. You know, want to do that shit again to these Marvel movies like Infinity War and Black Panther, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, yeah, that's interesting as fuck," and you know, like, do it again, like that was cool, and we want to see if you can prove yourself to be correct, because you know, there's no way that the critic score and the audience score can be so fucking different with Last Jedi, which honestly I can see that being the case because we all watched this fucking movie and we all know that yeah, this was a pretty bad film, totally not 97% good, you know, on Rotten Tomatoes. It was certainly not fucking fresh, so. It is what it is.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you repeat what movie were you talking about?
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because basically, some dude basically said that he's the reason he knows how to do bot work with the internet bots, and he made that score go down for the audience score from hacking and modding his computer and IP addresses and things like that. And people are like, "Oh shit, he did? Oh, prove it again." And he's like, "I'll prove that shit again." Black Panther coming for your ass, you know, and then Infinity War coming for your ass, and. I don't know why people are even believing this dude, but it did affect some people, because I'm going to ask you really quick. I'm going to ask Ganja too right after this, but I'm going to ask you, how many people do you think actually joined this group and said they're going to do this as well? Because apparently everyone's doing this and voting for it to help that guy.
Yeah, I feel like there's a good amount of people. I mean, we're in Trump's America, so I mean, he got elected president. So, you know, if there are enough people to elect someone like him president, there's enough people to sign up for this thing for Rotten Tomatoes, I'm sure.
Now, do you just want to throw a number out there really quick, like just in between this and this, or because I am curious what you'd be thinking.
I would say probably a good couple of hundred people, probably like 300 or something.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 chances. So you messed up one. Go up. Believe it or not, go up.
1,000.
Go up. One more time.
2,000.
4,000 people.
4,000. Oh my God.
And that's before they took that shit down. And I'm just saying, I mean, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you go to movie theaters a lot, so you know what you're doing. You know, I don't really go that much. But I'm going to assume that people want to see this at night, so it's a $10 ticket, especially, or maybe in the morning, it's a $5.
Oh, it's not even, like, it's more expensive nowadays.
Oh, really?
Especially because, like, there are much more people going to, like, IMAX and Dolby and whatever other, like, premium, you know, tickets they have. And I'm not going to say, usually, okay, so what happens with the Black community... When there's a movie like this, everyone goes to support it, and they will pay more to get into those premium theaters to support more. So when they have something like this happen and people want to like, oh my God, let's boycott this movie, more people are going to come out now.
Yeah.
So
just to make up for
like,
it.
Yeah, there's probably going to be like so we're talking about like $16 per ticket for IMAX and Dolby and other premium formats. So
yeah, so basically, like, let's just say really quick. If these people have any power from the negative Rotten Tomatoes scores, let's just say each one of these people, each one of these 4,000 people that want to join in on this whole boycott, let's just say they turned away just one person away from watching the movie. That would have cost, at the very, very least, especially what you just told me, at very, very least $40,000 in box office. It would have done that much time, which is not a lot, but I mean, you would have to imagine there's way more racist white people out there, more fucking people that just don't like Black Panther out there, that this would have cost a hell of a lot more than $40,000. You know, as far as like retaining people from actually going to the box office to see this movie. And I actually have a couple of questions, because with that said, obviously they have a voice. It's a stupid voice. It's a racist, shitty, grumpy, trolly voice, but it's still a voice. And I'm kind of curious, like, what do you think about Facebook silencing people and taking their freedom away for a movie critic site? I mean, do you think that's a bad thing for the most part? Do you think that Facebook should have let them continue, or are you glad that they're like, nah, fuck your shit, bam, you know?
I mean, personally, I'm glad that they did this, but at the same time, the internet is a place to express, like, you know, yourself, whether it's a terrible view or not. So, like, it is a free place, like, it's freedom of speech. So if people feel like you feel that way, then you know, I guess they should be allowed to voice their opinions as well. As much as I hate it and I don't condone it, I'm like totally against what they do. Like I said, I'm happy that Facebook blocked them.
Me too,
but
personally.
Yeah, personally, but like speaking, you know, for what I guess this country and for what like the internet has been, yeah, it is taking away their freedom of speech. So yeah, if you want to get with the Constitution, then yes, it's wrong, but morally, it's great.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's where things kind of get confused. But I totally agree with you with that. And Gonzo, going to ask you the exact same question. I don't know if you heard me the first time, but do you think silencing people and taking the freedom away just for some stupid movie critic site is a bad thing? Yes or no?
Well, here's the thing. Like, everyone kind of... See, the thing is, freedom of speech is one of those tricky things because everyone says this is against their freedom of speech because they're getting silenced, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they're using their freedom of speech to harass and to just do negative shit and just troll. And that's kind of against Rotten Tomatoes' actual terms of guideline, is just to be all out troll and give false reviews and stuff like that, and false ratings. So they're being disingenuous with their opinions, and they're also going against the term guidelines. And a lot of people say freedom of speech, but forget a lot of these, like even YouTube right now, a lot of these things are not infrastructure of the government. This is not www.gov, where we all can just be free to say whatever we want without repercussions. We are all on a website that has rules and regulations. Hell, that's why we're terrified about the first 30 minutes of the show right now. And we're going to have a conversation about that later, and we'll cross our fingers that it gets ignored. But that's the thing. Like, we have to follow guidelines on these things because these are private companies running these servers, running these websites. So I get it on principle with the idea of not silencing people. But when it comes to private companies, that's what they're going to fucking do. I mean, especially with net neutrality loss, that you kind of lost that defense of using freedom of speech on a government, not a government, but a private property, a website. Like, I get if you want to just like have your own private email, I guess you're probably a little more protected because that's considered, I think, mail at this point. But it's still like you're on a digital surface. You have a better chance if you want to do that shit like the fucking assholes do and just go to a public space and do it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, before I even
Skull's agreeing what I'm saying in the chat, so in the double to the chat. So if you missed what I said, just check out Skull. I pretty much agree with him.
No, exactly. And I'll read that right now too, because yeah, good job, Skull. And really quick, just before you even see what Skull, because I want to read that stuff on air. But Justin, hello, man. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing well. Good to see you all again.
Absolutely. Now, before I ask you the exact same question, hopefully you were hearing everything, but I'll tell you everything again. But basically, Skull is saying Facebook is not a public space. It's a privately open website that allows people to use their website for free exchange for their personal information. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part.
So they're right. So, hey, they're doing the right thing. Cool.
Yay. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's okay. Now I know. I'm informed. The more you know.
But yeah, but like Justin, really quick too, I'm gonna ask you, man, that first question in the sense of like, yeah, do you think silencing people taking their freedom away for the movie critics site is a bad thing or not really?
So I missed the conversation though, but in what context do you mean, for like Rotten Tomatoes or Facebook or?
Well, it was Facebook and Rotten Tomatoes that I think started banning accounts and started cracking down. So they both are guilty of it to a degree.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm on the group too. Also said not everyone who downvoted Last Jedi was a troll or a fake account, kind of thing. Okay. But on that point with the Black Panther stuff, I mean, it's murky stuff legally, because we actually talked about this in a law class I did last semester, where it's about can be held legally responsible for comments or groups that are associated with social media pages. So, like, whatever the Google one is, I forgot what it is, but, Facebook and Twitter and that such. I mean, yeah, technically Facebook owns Facebook, so they have the right to control the flow of information going on there. If there's something who's like, someone actually actively threatens to do something harsh, like terrorism or something like that, then yes, they have the right to go in and attack that. But if it's just movie stuff, it's difficult. I mean, and Rotten Tomatoes is hard to say with that because they also have a partnership with Warner Brothers, so they're a little sus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're a little suspect with how they handle that stuff in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, I get if you want to stop people trolling, then yeah, those people with the Black Panther hate groups and stuff. Yeah, that they have no right to just go and slam a film before they've even seen it, or just because I hate more than anything when I read those reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, just like movie sucks, don't like it, 1 star.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's just nothing. It's nothing.
How's that parameter or not a parameter, but how is that a way to kind of like say like this movie sucks, so it's all the way 1? Like a movie sucks should be like a 2. You know what I mean? Like it's just you can't.
Yeah,
just
it's like those Metacritic scores you see for video games. It's like, oh, there's no 60 frames per second support, 1 star.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck. And then my second question, by the way, too, and I'm going to start this off with Allie really quick. What are you laughing at, by the way?
No, because I just, I'm like my dad. I read reviews on everything. It doesn't matter how big, how small.
Good.
So, like, I will, like, look up reviews on products, and it'll be, like, 1 star, and I'll read it. I'm like, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, it's working for all these other people, so, I mean.
Detail.
I mean,
details.
Yeah,
Very
and I've
important.
been that guy, too, where it's like, it didn't work for me. But I'm not going to say, oh, well, this thing clearly sucks.
Yeah, like, it sucks. Like, okay, but, I mean.
Yeah. Like, does it have what it says it has? You can't give it a 1 star and say, well, man, my shit came out like, it was empty. Like, that deserves a 1 star. But not to say.
Oh, man, like, the same, like, with makeup. It's like, oh, this wasn't my color. 1 star.
Like,
like,
give your fucking color 1 star.
Are you gonna do like the formula, like how long it lasted? No, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's weird, man. And some of these things should be fucking vetted. I feel like you should do some reviews that are good first before it starts affecting the overall like viewing starship thing on people's thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But the second question, and I'll start off with Allie on this one, Allie. Whatchamacallit, yeah, I had to look for it, honestly. But do you think that these bad scores are going to affect the box office more, or do you think they're going to affect the legitimacy of movie critic culture more?
I feel like it might affect the legitimacy of movie critics, just because, like, I think people will be more hesitant to believe like an overall score of something just because like you don't know if people have biases or something like that. Like, it's hard to find. Like, of course, you can go on, like, Double Toasted, or you can find stuff on YouTube of different critics that you can, that you trust gives an honest opinion and a very unbiased one. But, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, you start to kind of wonder, like, oh, okay, are these people, like, you don't know if they're legit or not. You don't know. Like, I would say that Rotten Tomatoes does, I think they do, for the most part, choose, like, professional or people who are actually critics, so and they just take all the group and condensed it to make a score or whatever. But I don't know if it's different, but yeah, that's what at least I'm under the impression. But yeah, I think that more people are just going to the theater but more by word of mouth than by critic scores nowadays. If people are talking about it, or unless it has really amazing marketing too, that definitely is a factor. Then they'll go see it, or they'll decide not to see it.
Because it comes to the thing, like, you need inflection, and not only voice, but just the history of the reviews. Like, you need to know, like, okay, is this your type of movie or not? Because I wouldn't say someone should listen to me if they want to know if La La Land's good or not. You know what I mean? Like, don't listen to me. And, I mean, like, maybe these critics don't get it. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that shit, like, you just don't get it. I'm saying in a sense, like, it's a comic book movie. Like, don't review this like it's a fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's Shakespeare or some shit. It's not going to be that incredible. I just want to see some cool shit happen. So, I mean, I think legitimacy for critic culture is bad already. I mean, I don't know if you feel that way, but,
in some ways, I feel that some movies will come out with, like, a certain director, and they will feel like, okay, anything they do is just absolutely amazing.
The Nolan fans.
Okay, yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson. Or what's that one that Corey and Martin absolutely hate, Song to Song?
Oh, Terrence Malick.
Terrence Malick. Like, people like that, where people just think, like, oh, okay, well, this is artsy, so I guess it's good. Like, I don't know if they're actually legitimate. Like, oh, well, I don't want to look like the person who's like, oh, you just didn't get it. You're not smart enough to understand the deep complexity of these layers. And we're like, no, it's actually this. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. But people just feel so scared to say anything different. So they just write, like, oh, it's absolutely breathtaking, and it's such a realistic like thing of, like, yeah. So
I mean, when you have a
people like
situation
that.
where Colin Trevorrow will do Jurassic World, the next movie is Book of Henry. It's like, yo, sometimes these guys do different things, you know.
Yeah.
It was rough as hell. But by the way, before we even continue, my boy Alan, good morning, sir.
Alan!
Good morning.
Hey,
A bunch of stuff happened.
Yeah, speaking of Jurassic Park, you're like, Alan.
So this is his fourth time being late. You fired, bitch.
Okay, in what, a year and a half?
What? Yeah, man, you turned me British. I turned to fucking Winston Churchill there. What? No,
Oh, I can't believe it.
Penelope even knows you're lying. She ran away. No, you did this like for the past 4 months, bitch.
It's okay, Alan. Okay, I won't call you out.
Not just not be calling me out the amount of times he's late and does fucked up.
I've never been late.
Hey,
Shit,
people,
never-
the Untitled Gaming Show. I'll say y'all on the next day after. No,
Dude, we need to do like a super cut of like every time God has been late. Where he's like, I've never been late, and there's like,
Oh, it's almost like somebody is decent at editing and does supercuts of the year anyway.
Okay. Oh, God damn.
Okay, someone go to the DT chat for 1 second. What
Okay.
the fuck did Gary post?
Man.
Oh, beautifulness.
no. That question by itself, what did Gary post? That already opens up a can of worms. So.
Unfortunately,
it's beautiful.
Gary's still on the
Yeah, I
waiting
need
list.
to know.
Okay, yeah.
No. I posted for him because I approved it. I think it's funny as fuck.
Alan, what the
So,
fuck are you
Alan,
doing?
be honest with us. When you actually had a children's party tonight,
We gotta save that one.
I
Am
took her.
I still asleep? Like, is this just a really bad dream?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm having a bad dream seeing you over there fucking adventuring. I
What a-
can't even continue.
Alan's trying
Oh
to
my
be
God,
up
that's
with
so
the
great.
birds.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dying over here. I'm about to cry.
Allie's laughing her ass off because I've been practicing my
Because
push-up skills.
you've been
memeing her.
meeting me for so many freaking as long as I've known you, so you probably tasted your own medicine.
Yeah, but mine have always been funny and at least makes sense. This is just fucking weird, man.
Oh, Gary.
Great.
Lord.
But Gary, with that said though, Gary, I'm so glad I still have you on Ignore because I know you're probably posting so much weird shit right now. I literally, I swear to God, dude, one day I think I had a dream of when he used to do those Anthony things with the eyes were all bulged out.
Oh God.
That shit used to scare the fuck out of me, dude. I'm not even joking. Gary Egan is one of the most funniest fucking dudes, but sometimes, holy shit. But anyways, yeah, man. No, as far as that goes, I'm actually gonna ask a couple other people really quick too. Like Ganja, do you think that these bad scores are going to affect the box office more, or the legitimacy of critical?
I'm with Hallie. It's just a bunch of people that are just grouping up. Like even if they lose, like what you said earlier, 40,000, I highly doubt there's going to be an effect on the box office sales. Because think of all the pre-sale tickets that have been all racked up to almost like a week. Like this film's going to be sold out for a minute.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Justin, I mean, I think I pretty much already know your answer, but I'm curious, like, for you to elaborate on it. Like, do you think this will affect the movie culture or movie critic culture, or the box office more?
I feel like the movie critic culture has already been suffering even long before this. Like, it's part of the problem. It's twofold. One, we've democratized film criticism so much with social media. You know, anyone can be a film critic no matter what. And although, like you were saying, Ali, the only people who get on Rotten Tomatoes are professional critics on newspapers or established websites, and then maybe like one or two YouTube critics that they petition for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the problem where it's like, we do have the problem too where a lot of the film critics coming out nowadays are fanboys, and fanboys aren't really the right people to be film critics, because they come in wanting to like stuff, or they come in wanting to have an opinion. Like, they are those people like the art guys. You're just like, oh, well, you guys just didn't get what made this movie so great, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think been that guy and a couple times, like, step back and say, okay, look, I can see where people may not agree with that. If you want to be a good film critic, you have to watch all movies in their own sphere. You can't watch Spider-Man: Homecoming and Phantom Thread on the same level, kind of thing.
God,
But having said
I'm
that,
scared of that fucking movie. But anyways, go on. Sorry.
yeah, no, but this is the problem that Black Panther, like Gon just said, this movie's already breaking records for pre-sales, so there's no way a very vocal minority is going to affect its box office potential. They're here to stay, and Black Panther's here to stay. Kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, people. With that said, it's time to do that one thing that we usually do way later on in the show. But we're doing it a little bit earlier today, and that is that Flicks and Chills, son. Oh my goodness, it's red as shit up in here. Wait, what the?
I
hell
do
is
like that
Ollie
it's Flicks.
doing?
The fuck
I like that it's flex and chill here, but it's flex and chill on the sidebar still.
Oh fuck! Did I misspell it again? God damn it! I
It
can't.
really should be flicks and chill.
No,
Yeah.
Flex makes no sense. Like flex, like
It's not like we're
why?
working out. Like we're gonna work out here
Yeah.
on camera.
Okay, so here's the thing.
It just you guys just started enunciating like flex. Like why? Why you can't say flicks?
Okay, here's the reason why. I'm gonna explain the reason why. I had this shit right. As you can see, which I made this really quick. I'm just gonna show this.
No, you made that right. That's
Yes,
good.
But here's the
it
thing.
is right.
Anthony, a long time ago, kept saying flex and chill in the Google Docs.
Yep.
Okay, because we all look at Google Docs, and it literally finally got to me where now all I see is flex. I can't stop. Literally, when I get this shit right,
I just can't stop flexing.
Lord.
Don't do the whole Hogan.
No,
Alley.
we're not doing dabs live on air.
Allie doing her guinea force pose.
Somebody say dabs.
You stupid ass. What was that, Allie? Ooh, I'm making a gift of that shit.
I thought it was.
Oh no!
I thought it was the fun one, not the trending one.
God damn it. Oh my goodness. But here's the thing. No, we're doing a Flex and Show really quick. And yeah, I'm actually very, very curious. Allie girl, any movies you've been watching, shows, whatnot? Go ahead, girl.
Yes. Okay. So, with the recommendation from Corey Martin of Double Toasted, I watched Good Time with
yay.
Robert Pattinson. Yes, and this movie, like, I loved it. It was just like a trip. Like, oh my god, I watched it with my mom, and I don't think she liked it very much because I kind of forced her. I'm like, yo, after like 4 days of wanting to watch movies, like I'm going to watch a movie, and you're gonna watch this with me, or you're gonna like it, or you're not. But either way, I watched this, and man, this movie is so great because it's just like the most stupid people trying to like pull a big heist. And Robert Pattinson, and you have his brother who is like he's not fully, he's a little bit
He's mentally challenged.
Yes,
Yeah,
mentally
yeah.
challenged. So he gets caught by the police. And Robert Pattinson, he gets away, and he's trying to get his brother out, and it just leads to like so many just stuff happening. And I'm just like, yo, you're so stupid. Like, he's so stupid. Like, I'm sorry, I want to like.
This dude
tell
looks
the
stupid
whole-
though, because he looks like he had a lot of damage done to his face. Like, for stupidity.
It's so good. Like, it's done so well though. Like, it makes you think like he knows what he's doing, but he's actually just as stupid as any other person. Like, I'm sorry.
Wait, Robin
no.
Pattinson's character?
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, like, I'm a fan of him. Like, Twilight, the whole Twilight thing. I was like, any actor associated with Twilight, I was like, But no, like, he's actually very good. Like, he's a really good actor. If, given a chance to be like these type of movies is where he really shines. No, he's excellent in this, and I'm kind of sad he didn't get any like recognition for any awards or anything like that, because I believe he really did deserve it, and I hope that this movie will kind of bring him, go on to do more films that he will be recognized for, and won't have that Twilight type of situation going on, because I could easily see him possibly being like Brad Pitt, where first he started out as a heartthrob, but then actually went on to do really good and good dramatic roles and actually be really, really good. So hoping that his career kind of takes off more in this type of direction. But just like the style of it, I love the style of the film, because it's like very there's like a lot of neon lights, and then the music's very like electronic, so it just makes you feel like you're on a trip like the whole time. Ganja, you probably love this. Yeah. So I really want to just tell you guys about like some of the stuff that happens, because seriously, I'm just like, because it makes the way it's done, it makes you think like, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing. Okay, all right. But then you think about it afterwards, you're like, wait, that was the most stupid plan. Like, what? No. And like, I'm not surprised. Yes. What are you gonna say?
Even funnier is the fact that anyone he comes across, he ruins their life.
Oh, yes.
Hardcore.
Yes. Like, don't be around this dude. Seriously. But no, like, I highly suggest, like, I don't want to say anything because it's good going into it not knowing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, definitely a high buy. I mean, I rented it, but, it's definitely worth renting and checking out. It's definitely a buy it, though, like, on the, quality. So, yeah, this is definitely, like, these two directors, they're brothers, they're director. So like I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more from them. And also just hearing about like the how they made the movie, like they didn't have permits and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
that's
like, oh,
kinda,
should we get in trouble? Fuck.
yeah, I'm like, man, this is kind of cool. Like they secretly like shot stuff, or they were just like they just knew the right people, so they wouldn't have to like get arrested or whatever like that for shooting. So like it's really cool just to see them be on such like a low budget and be able to shoot something like this and everything. It's kind of inspiring for people who want to get into filmmaking. So definitely highly suggest. And for my show that I've been watching is American Crime Story, Assassination of Gianni Versace.
Nice.
Yes. So I got into People versus OJ very late. I actually started watching Versace, the first episode, and I was like, oh,
Versace.
Versace. So, yeah, and I found out it was like the same. It was the same TV show, and I was like, okay, well, this the first episode I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Let me check out OJ, and I absolutely loved it. Watched the whole thing with my mom. But this one here is about like I had no idea this went on, and I'm a person that's actually interested in fashion and everything, and I did not know that Gianni Versace was actually assassinated in the late 90s. And he was assassinated by a guy who's actually a serial killer. So he has like a whole backstory himself. He killed like 6 other people or 7 other people before he killed Versace. So it's like leading up to, so it shows like this guy, Andrew Cunanan, played by Darren Criss, which I kind of have to support him because he started out actually on YouTube. He did a YouTube channel called, or he was part of this like stage group called Star Kid. And they did these Harry Potter fan musicals, and it actually like blew up and people like really loved it, and so he went on actually to do Glee, and then he gets this show, and I'm like, oh, good for him. Like, and he's really good in this.
And you're talking about
he's despicable.
And you're talking about these guys right here, right?
Yeah, Darren Criss, the one in the middle. He played Harry Potter in the actually, if you guys check out the musical, it's actually really funny, and they just get more funnier as they go on. So they did like 3 different musicals, and they've done other stuff too. They're actually very talented, and so I'm glad he's getting work actually doing stuff in TV. But yeah, he's absolutely fantastic, and just absolutely despicable. You hate this guy so much. Like, he's so conceited. He's just like he's just
psychotic.
like, yeah, he's psychotic. Yeah, absolutely. The most like hated person. Like, this is best villain. Seriously, right here. And yeah, no, like seriously, like I absolutely hated him, and not like the villain that you like. No, you hate him. But like, yeah, I gotta say, you know, for the person he cast as Versace, who you know who he is. I've seen him in other stuff. I forget his name.
Edgar Wright. I mean, not
Edgar
Edgar Wright.
Wright?
Ramirez.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference.
No, see, he does absolutely like a really great like Italian accent, and just the way he performed, like he was very likable as Versace, and also Penelope Cruz as Donatella Versace. I was like, I don't know what type of accent she's doing, but then I actually watched like interviews with Donatella, and I'm like, oh no, that's spot on. She's really good.
It's very accurate. She's
Yes,
totally
very.
unintelligible in real life.
Yes, yeah. So definitely, like this is seriously so interesting, and I just finished watching the 3rd episode. This is actually airing right now, so it's still going. I just watched the 3rd episode, and it just gets like, I can't wait until the next week. I'm just like, I have to see what happens next. Like, it's crazy. This guy like just went on and just the serial killer spree through like all these years, and it's just like, yeah, just seriously, just do yourself a favor, watch it. It's definitely different from People versus OJ. The same people who make OJ doing this, but it's definitely completely different. So don't expect the type of like tone or you know tempo as People versus OJ, but this is just equally is very fascinating. So definitely I mean, you can't buy it, it's on TV, but like definitely buy it, like watch it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I mean by that.
Also, the episode's free on YouTube as well, so you can go watch it there.
Is it?
So,
Okay,
on
yeah.
YouTube or iTunes. Sorry, it's free on iTunes.
Oh god, I was
really?
gonna watch
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
okay.
that's actually kind of cool, and I'm glad that iTunes actually has something going for them in that sense, because yeah, they're starting to. No, seriously, because iTunes doesn't really have a whole. I don't think people go to iTunes to buy their shit, because like you used to be able to get iPod Nanos or whatever the fucking do it through there, but like now with Google Play and then like with your video game devices and then just buying stuff digitally like on your smart TVs. I just don't see the point in buying it on a small device like iTunes.
Oh, well, no, I mean iTunes has, you know, the Apple TV. like I have the Apple TV, so I can watch. If I buy any show or movie, I can watch it on my television. That was the whole reason I got a 4K Apple
okay,
TV.
and yes, it is,
All right.
it is free on YouTube. It is free on YouTube now, so you can.
Okay, yeah. So there's no reason for you guys not to check this out. If you want just like really good, accurate, like for the most part, I think it's pretty accurate. Like they try to match it up to be. Yeah, that's true. It's questionable, but it's like a reimagining in a way, like what they figure would be happening in this sort of situation. But it feels kind of real, like, oh my god, like yeah, this.
Pull some Oliver Stone shit, Allie, where it's like, this is my interpretation of how history should have played out, but it's kind of based on
it. The actual no, they have of course whatever footage or whatever they link it up to that, but of course like for conversations, it's what they would expect for this person to say or how they're how they would feel like in that situation. Right. So of course it's gonna obviously it's not gonna be 100% accurate, but obviously the main story is accurate. Versace was actually killed in Miami, and this guy actually did kill all these other people beforehand. So, and he's just a guy who just wants attention too. So in a way, he purposefully kind of links himself to all these other murders, just so who he is. Like the FBI know who he is. They've been just trying to catch him. So it's very fascinating. So.
Yeah, and really quick, I'm looking over here in chat, and we're not going to do this yet. We're going to do this right after our segment over here. But, Ruthless, if you want to play Monster Hunter tonight with us, man, let me know. Tell us in the chat, or even, send me a message on PSN, and I'll get it, and then we can play. And by the way, too, Alan, are you going to be able to do that with us tonight, man?
Do what exactly?
Monster Hunter. Yeah, because we're about to do this right after.
We are doing the afterwards viewing party, so we'll see.
No. We're doing it during the show, fool.
Yeah. Like right now, right after fucking.
yeah, I'm fucking down, man. Sorry, I missed that in the memo.
Yeah, no, it's all good. No, but anyways, Justin, you man, what have you been watching lately, bro?
Well, Allie took mine for my first choice, at least for American Crime Story, because it is really that good. And I
haven't rate it though too, under just a little synopsis, or not synopsis, but just what you would feel about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I haven't finished the entire thing yet, because I got watching it, and then I had to watch my other thing I'm going to bring up, which is not as good, but so far it's at a buy it level. I mean, I did argue with the historical accuracy, because the book that they base this on is based on the one person who investigated this thing, and some of the stuff is very accurate, and some of it they're it's very debated, but mostly by the Versace family. They're like, no, Versace did not have HIV and all this stuff, and I'm like, it's hard to tell. It sounds like yeah, they're trying to cover up his details, but that kind of stuff.
Yeah, when they do that shit.
But it's very well made, and this is the performance of a lifetime for Darren Criss. He is just so the fact that he, just like Andrew Cunanan, is actually part Filipino as well. He was the perfect guy to cast for this role. He just nailed everything. So, really, really worth it. I would say buy it level, but I'll decide once I've caught up the next few episodes. But thing I watched, which I reviewed for another podcast.
What was that?
I watched the pilot of Inhumans.
So, why?
Oh,
Even
God.
I didn't do that, and I watch all the fucking superhero shows.
Yeah, so I got invited on my regular podcast, UGO, with Nick Tyson, that stuff, to review it. Because pretty much they wanted to make it where it's the final nail in the coffin to kill the show, and by God, this show sucks. It is okay. Let me just.
I'm not gonna. You made him upset, Justin. What the fuck?
He has that face the entire episode. And sadly, he's one of the more interesting characters, even with that face.
Black Bolt's so cool, though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The problem is that this was made by somebody who didn't care, because it's the guy who did Iron Fist, of course.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. But yeah. So basically, the premise: Inhumans live on the moon. Bad stuff happens, and then they get sent to Earth for stupid reasons. Screw it. I'm not going to give it a synopsis. It's badly acted by almost everybody. Even freaking Ramsey Bolton. He's one of the better actors, but keeps slipping in and out of this weird American-ish accent that he can't stick with. So,
did they just say that they did with Peter Dinklage in Days of Future Past, where his accent is so thick it just goes through his fucking voice?
See, Peter Dinklage is fine, because at least that was just kind of a nothing act. Here, you can really hear him trying not to be Ramsey Bolton, but he's failing badly. The set and costume work is horrible throughout this whole thing. It looks like a 90s TV show. Like it's got that same level of those gaudy colors and the fake sound stages, and like they say it's on the moon. You forget that's a thing for a good part of the show, because then that's almost done with at the end of the show. It's like,
Don't
oh, yeah,
worry,
What the fuck was
The
her
moon
hair?
is over. The moon is only a hologram, guys. Keep that in mind.
I know you want to get started on that.
yeah, but it's just a nonsensical story where they're like, so the Inhumans have this crazy system, where the rich live this like palatial lifestyle with buffets and stuff, and if you're not part of the rich, you just work in the mines all day, mining
Okay.
stuff on the moon. Like okay, they're mining for resources, but knowing that there's not that many resources on the moon to use, it's like, so where do they find food on the moon? Where do they find other building material that's not on the
Bro,
moon?
they just teleport the giant dog. I'm sure they can figure it out.
Yeah, and
And
by
see,
the way,
that's
like,
what,
oh,
that
go
dog
ahead.
is one of the more interesting parts of the show. Like that dog, as fake as he looks, he is adorable, and at least stuff happens whenever he's on screen. Because my gosh, anytime they're just talking to each other, they are the worst line deliveries ever. Like there's this one where this girl, she gets butterfly wings as part of her powers to become an Inhuman, and these guys are like, oh, she's a flyer. I love flyers. They're so cool. It's like that.
I prefer pamphlets myself.
That's
Oh,
hilarious. You fucking idiot.
Oh, and this pilot episode had two of the worst covers of any song I've ever heard, where they did Paint It Black and Break On Through by The Doors, where you're like, okay, so someone watched Westworld and said, that's really cool. Let's do that, but with even cheesier, worse cover songs. Like with like those really terrible, dark, moody covers. You're just,
Oh, we got a show to talk to
Oh.
you about Riverdale.
Ha!
oh, but this is work. Oh yeah, no, but even
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm just getting passionate over this. I wasn't even this angry when I first reviewed this, but the more I've thought about this show, it's just wasted potential. Anything in the show could have been made interesting if they tried, and they did not try. It's so boring. It's not worth it. It is by God, it is an avoid it. Just don't watch it, don't rent it, don't do anything with it. It is really not worth your time.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because I actually wanted to watch this too, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch that now.
I
No.
don't want to watch
What's the point of filming the show in IMAX? No one's gonna go see it in IMAX.
And I watched it for free because it's on iTunes as well. You would never know it's an IMAX. Such bad film, like such flat light,
Oh,
no depth of field. I
spend the money. Shoot,
yeah.
it's terrible.
I think this was legitimately supposed to be a movie. They filmed it as a movie and said, "Fuck it, let's keep going."
No,
Yeah.
that's what happened because they were announcing it as a movie. Technically, it was supposed to come out before Black Panther if they made the movie when they said it was supposed to come out, and no one was interested in making any Humans movie. So they're like, well, we said we were going to do it and we can't back out, so we're going to make it a TV show. And then that got panned, and it hasn't been officially canceled yet, but it's all but canceled.
It's an ABC show.
It's on death row. They just haven't killed it yet.
They're deciding if it's lethal injection or electric chair.
Oh no, gold school, 7-man salute, bro.
Firing squad.
I'm classic on the wall.
We got to bring that back, man.
No,
Oh,
really
but yeah,
quick.
it's really bad.
No, and I think I might be able to help you with this one, Alan, really quick. But yeah, did you watch episode 3 of Black Lightning?
Oh yeah, I watched the fuck out of that episode.
Oh my goodness, sir! So right away, I'm just gonna let you take it away, dude. Like, what did you feel about it, man?
Okay, well, I guess, for everyone, that has the whole 3-episode rule bullshit, we've gone through 3 episodes, and the show still has a consistent tone, consistent flow, and consistent quality with the show. It's focusing more of like, okay, let's actually get him to do more of his superhero stuff, so he's learning how to, even though he's been doing this for a while, he's learning how to get better with his powers because he has a new suit, new stuff. They're focusing on making the villain as much of a despicable piece of shit as possible, which I didn't think you could after the first episode. But no. Short of him just like dressing up as a KKK member, they cannot make this guy any more despicable. And I like that.
So is he a Nazi?
He might, honestly, man, he might as fuck.
The
Yeah.
Nazi that played Yahtzee. Yo.
I am waiting for the next episode for him to just roll down his fucking sleeve and just have a fucking Nazi symbol there, man. Because at this point, they can't go any further than how racist he is. But again, I'm liking all the characters. I'm liking everyone in the show. Like it's continuous, consistent flow. Of, like I'm loving this world that they're doing. I'm loving this creation that they're doing with all the characters, the interesting stuff with their powers, and how the guy actually has to deal with being a Black Lightning. This is one of the few shows I've seen the actual struggle of something I've said I've wanted for the longest time. Have an actual superhero, but have him that he has to take care of his family as opposed to losing everyone around him like every other fucking superhero.
Well, see, that's my one problem about this. I can't. 2 people in his family I can't fucking stand, and they are on there constantly. That wife, dude. I hate this fucking lady. I'm gonna show her really quick. Here she is in mid shitty fucking face. Like this
Man, that's the
fucking.
same face Allie makes when I make jokes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty much. No, man, this girl, for one, look, dude, I understand that women have to go through a lot of shit when like they're married to a boxer or a fucking some dude that goes through a lot of shit, a hitman, whatever. I'm dying. But this fucking lady, dude, like I don't know what her problem is, but like in the very beginning, the very first episode where she starts seeing her husband go through shit, and they do like a flashback of how things were when he was Black Lightning, etc. She's basically telling him like, "You're addicted to being a hero. You're like a goddamn crack addict." And I'm like, "Are you?" Yeah, but I'm just like, crack addict. A hero saving children and people and black people, and then stopping corrupted cops and
Wait, you specify people and black people as two different things in that case?
Yeah, because in a sense, like
he's just further what you call it, specifying.
No, because in a sense, I feel like it's more important in that sense because white people, you got cops helping you. Black people don't.
I'm still picturing a superhero crackhead, but like, I save your daughter for a rock.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll suck your dick to save your life.
The drunk superhero in Hancock. That's like
the
thing we ever got.
Yeah, you got Dave Chappelle as a superhero, and it has his character from that.
Yeah, but it really does feel like that. It feels like sometimes he's just like, yeah, I'll suck your dick to save your life, and she's making it seem like that.
Well,
like,
okay, she meant it in the sense of like he is like you even see this in episode 3, like. He's addicted to the idea because when you have that kind of power, you feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like you're unstoppable. Thing is and the thing is, I actually don't hate her like you do. I actually kind of like her. It's like we see him when he has a suit on. He's badass. He just took out 15 people, man. He's throwing electricity left and right like he's the god of thunder. She sees him when he takes the suit off and you see the cuts and the bruises and the bleeding and him almost dying and bleeding to death in front of their daughter. It's like, after like 20 years of that, yeah, I can see anybody getting fucking frustrated at that shit.
I agree with you, but then it gets to a point because that's in the first episode. And we're going to talk about episode 3 today. But in episode 2, or actually at the end of episode 1, like her daughters get kidnapped, and she's like, "Oh, go save him, honey. Go,
yeah, go fucking do it.
Yeah, go.
I'm gonna get over my bullshit. You go fucking save him."
Exactly. So he does it. But then the episode 2 where he's like, "Oh fuck, man, that electricity, that shit hurt, man. Pika, fuck."
Pretty much.
And she's like, "See what you did? Why'd you do that? You're going through so much." No, but
she apologizes. She literally goes, "I know I told you to do it." Like she's almost like saying she's sorry for almost giving him permission because she's like, "I'm sorry that I know it was the only way. I'm sorry I had to make you do that." And it's like she knows that if he keeps doing it, he's gonna kill himself. But he needed to do that to save the daughter. So she's like in this bind of like, if he keeps doing this, he's gonna go back to the man he used to be. But then he also saved my daughter. So it's like, I can't like condone this because then he'll go back on the street and get shot in the fucking head. And no matter electricity, he's gonna stop that.
No, but the thing is, like, the plot thickens because then it gets to a point where they start talking about how they first fell in love, and she ended up dating him because of his powers. Like, oh shit, it's cool. I know you're gonna tell me the whole reason of like, well, maybe it was cool back then, but then things have changed because that's awful. You'll find out that's not so great.
That seems pretty realistic to me, honestly.
No, it seems realistic to me too. Yeah, absolutely. But it's like, okay, so you were with him not because it's cool, because I'm pretty sure he wasn't doing tricks like, hey, baby, look at this. I'm gonna do an electric skateboard.
It probably was.
Okay, but the thing is, like, there's more to it in a sense of, like, especially nowadays, because I'm pretty sure the show's trying to kind of, like, mimic what's happening in real life with, black people being killed by cops a lot, etc. I mean, even to a point where one of the black dudes like, get your black ass on the ground,
and he blew the fucking car up.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, this stuff is happening, so it's like, it's trying to show, like, the stuff that people deal with, or black people deal with today is actually happening in the show. We're trying to be realistic with it. And she does not give a fuck because she's so bougie and fucking has a nice house and the beautiful kids and she's able to leave him and still have her own place, but then spend the night at his place all the fucking time. And all she does is bitch. He's trying to get his Mac on. He's like, baby, I miss you. I wish you were here with me. You know what I mean? I love you, blah, blah. Okay, I love you too. Anyways, fuck you. I'm going to take the kids away. Like, damn, he didn't cheat on you. He's saving lives, you cuntosaurus.
Yeah, but it's like, again, you see from the glamour side, she has to sit there and pick up the fucking pieces. And I like how we're continuing our review of Black Lightning's wife.
No, because it's such a frustrating thing to me because...
I give Black Lightning's wife and avoid it.
Yeah, I would avoid the fuck out of this woman.
But the thing is, like, I get it because it's like she has to be the one to deal with this shit on on like essentially almost a nightly basis, and it's like I get after so long, you just get fucking frustrated because yes, he's going out and saving there, but there's a difference between I want to save people because that's what I want to do. He just like it seems like he's doing it for that reason when he's outside of the suit, but when he's inside the suit, all he cares about is his power, and she sees that. She sees that it's like you're not really doing this for the people, you're doing this for yourself, and you're gonna get your fucking self killed at some point. And then who's gonna take care of anybody? That's why she was happy when he was, being the principal of a school and trying to help people through that method, because he's not getting shot at as a fucking principal, at least not until the show starts.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's the thing that's frustrating to me too. Because, and the reason why I'm bringing this stuff up, because, like I said, we have yet to get to episode 3 on that point. But it's like as we build up to episode 3, the reason why episode 3 is my least favorite episode of this is because we're getting the same shit over and over again with this. Just like the daughter. Now it's time to talk about the other girl. And by the way, one of the best things I like about the show is that it's called Black Lightning, but the women hold this show together. Like, this is a woman's show. And you would think with the music, with the loud, with the Michael Bay trailer and shit, you think you're a dude might, oh yeah, it's dick stuff, dude. Let's go watch this. No, it's very feministic. Even one of the main daughters and the girl who has superpowers as well, she's a lesbian, and she is getting her own romantic storyline too with 2 girls.
Oh, you said that's so country. She a lesbian.
Oh, she's a lesbian. Maybe I'm getting turned on as I'm saying like she is a lesbian.
I do declare she is a lesbian. Myself.
I know. No, but yeah, like, she's having her own storyline too and going through her own situations. But then you got the youngest daughter who is just, man, you'd think it's bad when Superman is chasing after the girl who always falls off buildings. This chick is always falling onto stupid ass problems. I mean, in the first fucking episode, she finds the one ghettoest looking dude out of 50 fucking people in the place, or not 50, like 200 people. And it's clear he's on some, he's on some shit, whether it's...
so is she.
True, but you know what I mean? Like, she says yes to this guy, and then you find out later on this episode 3, you find out she's a virgin. But in episode 1, she's trying to fuck anybody. That dude talks to her for like a minute, and she's ready to fuck him.
Yeah, kind of is, because she wants to let loose, and she doesn't give a fuck. It's not until she has her life plans where she's like, let me calm down a little bit, just a tiny bit. When she gets, fucking kidnapped and almost fucking, prostituted out.
Yeah, and then, like, that was, like, man, everything's always, like, that meme, like, oh, that escalated quickly. Every 10 minutes of all 3 episodes, that happens constantly. It's like, oh shit, that escalated quickly. Like, first we're drinking booze and going, woo, I can't wait to fuck you, dude. I don't know. Holy shit, I'm going to be a prostitute sent to this hotel. My dad's here electrocuting people. He's going to die. Cops are being racist. What the fuck happened? It's like all within 2 minutes. And it happens a lot throughout the entire show. And it's cool, but then you get to episode 3 where it's like, okay, it's getting to a point where it's no longer that cool. There's a part where they have a march in this episode. Yeah. Tell me why, just by the fucking worst look of possible, Black Lightning's kids and the boyfriend that's dating the stupid daughter are in the front of the fucking parade or the march.
They're the most prominent members of the society, because they were like the 2 daughters were recently kidnapped. They're going to be there anyway, and the mom was again. They explained why they were there, but they're at the front because they're the most prominent members. If Black Lightning wasn't doing his thing, he'd probably be right beside them, because they're the pillars of the community. They're the ones, like, even in the first episode when, the reason the daughters always wanted to let loose is because everyone's, like, looking at her as a fucking example. And she's like, fuck that, I just want to fucking live my life and have some fucking fun. So it makes sense that they're closest to the front because of the fact that they're pillars of the community. They're the ones that everyone looks at to be like, oh, that's an example of what everyone can kind of strive to be, even if we live in this, kind of shithole part of the city. So it makes sense that they were really, really close to the front.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't like that, and I also didn't like how, it just so happens that he has to go over there to fuck with, or to know that someone's going to be damaging these people. He knew this, didn't tell his wife. His wife is taking care of both the kids, going over there. The march was important, yes, but you know that there's danger to be had. The wife knows, oh my god, like Black Lightning.
He didn't know either of them were going to show up until it was too late.
No, he didn't. That's what I'm trying to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't, but the wife did. And she's been complaining this entire time. The reason why I brought up episode 1 and 2 with her complaining all the time is that she knows that her daughters just went through some shit, and that Black Lightning, she doesn't want him around. She doesn't want him getting hurt so much, in fact, that she's willing to break up with him, break his heart, and take his kids away from him. But yet she brings the kids right to the fucking danger, knowing that Black Lightning's going to be there, so he ends up getting in the way.
Well, actually, the thing is, nobody knew how dangerous this might end up being, and that's not the first protest they've ever done. And it's not like they were running up on there with guns and getting ready to a gunfight. It was, again, a peaceful protest with a bunch of candles, just to kind of show it's like, yeah, we're not going to let the fucking gangs take over. It's like, they knew there might be a certain degree, but no one would have ever thought a bunch of gunmen are gonna show up and open fire at the fucking civilians. That's why that episode ends with "There's danger everywhere," and I'm sorry. That episode ends with her apologizing.
Yeah, I mean, you take it that way, and that's cool. I don't, but like to top about everything else, the action of the show is just as good as it was in the first 2 episodes.
Yep.
I fucking love that shit so very, very much.
That's great.
The music wasn't so bad this episode. The other episodes were cool. I like the songs, but it's kind of doing the Luke Cage thing a tiny bit. I feel like it's right in the middle though, and it's still okay music, but it's like I really wish we could do a black TV show or movie without being like, oh, he's black, so rap music. You know, like he can. A lot of people like other shit too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus. But yeah, and then one thing is the costume, and I think his buddy, the dude that the white dude is working on his shit.
Yeah, that's building his costume. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna build him a new costume. So people have been complaining about the costume tons, but
thank God. It probably won't see it till like near the end of the season because they probably filmed a bunch of episodes, so there's no way they can.
Daredevil logic.
Yeah. Daredevil logic. Like Daredevil always had a cool costume, but it's like, yeah, just honestly, dude, just all you gotta do is just get rid of the fucking like weird like light on your chest. All you gotta do, man. The costume will look fine. But yeah, no, I really did enjoy episode 3. It's really continuing to build this world, continuing to build the villains. You see, the white guy that you think is the top villain, but turns out it's like, oh shit, he's actually not. He's actually dealing with somebody else. He's actually a subordinate of somebody else. So now we get the real villain of what the hell's going on. And what I like about this is it's less about like, oh, let's just be villain for villain's sake. It's more about manipulation. Because the main woman you end up seeing is like she's manipulating the fuck out of the guy we think is the top villain because he's good at manipulating the lower people. So at the end of the day, all that matters is power. And I fucking love that because it's like, yeah, this isn't about money. This isn't about race. This is all about who can manipulate who. And she, so far, is the best manipulator in the show because she's telling everybody what the fuck to do. She can just tell that guy in the suit behind her, yeah, shoot this guy in the fucking head. He'll do it because he's afraid of what she's going to do to him. And I love that in a villain of like, I'm a business person. I know what the fuck I'm doing. By the way, I have all this fucking power. I can kill you right fucking now if I wanted to. Yeah. It's like, I fucking love that right away. I'm like, good, you have a fucking strong-ass villain right now.
Now, and I like that, and I like that once again it's a female because like everyone knows like at the end of the day
females, but I don't think it's such a female-centric show. I just think it's a show that does diversity. It doesn't ever feel the need to be like, oh, check her out, she's female. It's more just like this is another person in the show.
Well, that's not what I was referring to. I'm just saying like usually every girl I see in all these stupid fucking movies, even Black Widow Twink says sometimes it's like damsel in distress or damsel and could be distressed. Like it's like, hey, we gotta make sure to help her before she gets in distress. It's like she cuts her shit. She's a superhero. Let her do her fucking thing. Just because you have a dick doesn't mean you're gonna be the best at fucking everything. And I like how this is a little bit different. With that, I mean, even the main daughter, like, I mean, she's like cheating on people and shit. Like she has her own story. She don't give a fuck. Like she has her own thing going on. She can have a show just about her at this point, which is really cool. But the thing that I'm not liking is this girl. I don't like that we're just playing hat in a hat when it comes to these enemies because in the very, very beginning we thought that one douchebag dude that was dating or not dating but he wanted to date the little daughter. Yeah. I thought he was going to be one of our main bad guys for a little bit, but it wasn't. And then we had the main dude who was like, hey, prostitutes, make them prostitutes. He was so interesting. He was like the new Cottonmouth for me, and he was gone with the second episode. We're only on the third episode, and the current dude that we have, and I'll show him right here really quick. We should come up. And he's not. But
come on, clip, come on.
Well, God, man, these clips are bad. But the white guy,
white guy with the beard. Yeah, trust me, he's hard to miss.
Yeah, but that guy, he's our current guy, and now we already have somebody above him. Like, can we just pick a villain? Like,
well, we already have. Like, we already know the levels now. We had the street guy, which is the guy that we saw. Then you have the guy that's above him, and he's the guy that's controlling all the other street people. Because again, he's great at making people afraid of him. He's great at manipulating. Then you have the person that's actually running everything, the girl at the top. Like this guy he's the mid boss. He's the guy that Black Lion's gonna beat and be like, what do you mean there's somebody above you? I thought it was you the whole time. No, there's someone even stronger above him. He's basically the person that's like, okay, he reminds me so much of a friend of mine. Man, I can't see this.
No, but like for me, seeing him though, it's like. He was great. I was like, oh shit, like this dude, I hope he doesn't meet fucking Black Lightning for a while because they need to build this up, like Brock Lesnar versus another wrestler. Like this needs to be big. Yeah. And they're just like, nope, let's just have a villain per episode. Because now I already don't take him as seriously as I take the fucking girl because she's above him. And then I'm like, what's gonna happen in episode 4? We're gonna see another villain on top of that girl? Like they're doing that DC shit of like the Joker's the best. No, the Riddler's the best. No, Two-Face is best. No, this guy's best. It's like, who's the best?
Well,
Fuck.
It's not so much the best. It's the hierarchy. That's what the episode is showing. Is there was a hierarchy. Street level, above the street level boss.
Okay. I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? But you see what I'm saying, right? It's kind of weird that we keep seeing. It's only been 3 episodes.
I see that if you just kind of don't think about it, you might think that. But it's like, if you again just watch the episode, and anyone check it out, watch the episode. There's a clear hierarchy of what's going on and why there's such a dynamic struggle. It's no longer just about money or raise. It's about who can manipulate people the best. Because she's like, she doesn't give a shit about what the priest was doing. All she cares about is he has power. If he has power, they're no longer afraid of me. Fucking kill him.
Yeah, no, that's true. And yeah, I mean, for me, if you could buy this episode, I would say don't and rent it, which you could probably rent the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this so far, I feel like this would have been. This episode's the weakest one, and the reasoning why is because of those things where I'm getting the same thing already, and I feel like this is that filler episode that every show has. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing ever. Every show has this episode, but it's like, come on, like we're doing good, and this did not need to be a filler episode because luckily enough, there's so much shit going. Because whoever's writing this is incredible. There's so many storylines going on, and you have something really good going on. And you didn't need a filler episode, especially this not being 13 fucking episodes long. You actually have a chance to make this great, and you're not doing it. Or you're not like taking advantage of that with this episode. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, a new episode comes out, and we'll probably review these every Saturday. But yeah, it's a rental for me. How about you, Alan?
I'm gonna say consistent. It's a consistent buy for me because it's like when you're watching these shows, it's like right now there's no story arc right now. Right now it's like we're building the world, we're building the character, we're getting we're setting up a chess game right now. We're getting all the pieces in stock just so we can have a season-wide arc. Because right now it seems like it's gonna be this season Black Lightning's eventually gonna go toe to toe with the white guy. Like that seems to be what they're gearing up for. Mm-hmm. With maybe the mid-season being that, and then the rest of it. Like right now, there's no real arc as far as the story. It's a bunch of episodes that are connected, but we're really building the world, building the stakes, building everything, so that when we actually get shit going, we know what we're doing. Like this is how a lot of the first season stuff started. The Flash started the same way, where it's a bunch of kind of interconnected episodes before we figured out what the fuck was going on. Arrow, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, like all these shows start out this way. And it's like once we get to episode 5 and 6, then we're like, okay, now we have an idea of what the hell's going to go on for the rest of the season.
Exactly. So yeah, man. But you say you would give this a buy it then?
That's 100%.
100% buy it. Okay. Well, that's it for Flex on Show. Now normally, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a certain screen really quick. See how it's all blue. We'll be done. We'll be done right now. But no, we're not done yet. Because there's one more thing left to do, and that's going to be Monster Hunter World. Oh, yes, son. But before we even get into that, Ganja Guru, I'm going to ask you really quick to tell them people about that Facebook page, son.
All right, guys, because, Nick didn't let me tell you about you earlier into the show like we usually do, but you guys probably get onto it. We probably don't have to remind you twice, but we're still going to do it anyways on the next show. But, guys, make sure to check out the Facebook page. I know we didn't do one this Friday. A lot of preoccupied things came up, and I couldn't make it into Alan early, so we're going to do the show on Sunday, so tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow, shit, fuck that. Tomorrow at around 7:30 CST time, for usual, we're going to be doing the video game show. We're going to be doing the tabletop VR. So, if you guys have tabletop, just make sure to buy the game. It's $19.99. And we're going to be playing Uno. Now, here's the thing with Tabletop VR. You don't have to have VR to actually play it. You just need to have a computer that can run it. So, make sure to check it out. If it doesn't run for your system, just get a refund from Steam. They tend to be cool with that stuff. And, guys, that is always on not Saturday. That's usually on Friday at 7:30 CST time. But check us out tomorrow.
Sorry about that. I was actually trying to hook up my internet to the PS4.
So, hey, you can probably go to the shows in Dropbox.
No, we're not. Oh, yeah, here we go. Goodwin just said that. Gotcha, bro. Stuff. I'll see you later on, whatever the fuck. But here's the thing, though, Mr. Ganja Guru. I am going to hook this up, but here's the thing. I actually told y'all to send me a message either on PSN or the YouTube chat in case you guys wanted to join us to play Monster Hunter World. So, yeah, I'm going to look around really quick. But, Ganja Guru, I'm actually just going to leave it on you. And you talk to the chat. Do whatever you want to do. People, if you have questions or anything, go ahead and ask my boy.
Broke Black Man brought up the idea of us doing a panel in the near future. Well, guys, you're going to get a taste of that now. So anybody inside of the YouTube chat or in the Double Social chat got any questions, comments, or anything you guys want to talk shit about, just let us know. Just comment down. We'll pick the best ones and talk about it. We are definitely accepting question and answers. Try to make them not too fucked up so you actually get an answer. But, just to kill some time while Nick Diaz sets that up so it's not, cringeworthy when we actually play Monster Hunter.
Oh, yes, and there's a notification from Goodwin. My phone, ting! But yeah, no, and by the way, have any of you guys played Monster Hunter in here, like on Nintendo or anything?
Nah, fucking shit. I haven't played that weeaboo shit.
Oh, see, god damn it. You always
if
talk
it was made by Paradox, he would have played it.
But fuck you, Paradox is great. Unlike your fucking Ubisoft.
Yeah, people actually know the name.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
Ubisoft counts.
People know the name of Ebola, but that doesn't make it good either.
But it makes it efficient.
No, and it's weird right now because everyone's going crazy over Monster Hunter World and Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and
Fucking weird.
No, it's taken
Fighter
over.
Z's great. Yeah.
Apparently, it's like both those games got released on the same day. Both of them are, like from companies that people don't really know that well at the top of their head, and both are massively fucking successful.
All right, so Max, our good old friend Little Ragnarok, gave us our first question in the YouTube chat. Yo, any comic book storylines you want to see adapted into an actual good DC anime movie? Well, Alley Girl, since you're a residential DC fan,
Yes.
why don't you go first?
What was the question?
Right.
There's your answer. Good night, everybody.
I'm going to repeat it again. Little Ragnarok said, yo, any comic book storylines you would want to see adapted into an actual good DC movie?
Animated movie?
Anime movie. I still
Yeah.
see the part because the blue was blocking it.
Ha.
I mean, I can answer
I got
one
one.
of the things.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
go ahead.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite comic that got me into comics would be Final Crisis, and I think that they could easily make that into a DC animated movie, and it would be fucking amazing. Because again, they can have it from different characters' perspective. Because how the comic works is it's from different perspectives, and the fucking comic starts off with Batman gets captured, Superman is out of commission, and a bunch of the Age of Justice League people are missing or captured, and that's how it fucking starts. So it's like right off the bat, the major heroes are just out of commission. So it's up to the B-level heroes to try to figure out what the fuck is going on while trying to save the A heroes. I'm like, they could totally do that, like Flashpoint Paradox style, and make it one of the best DC animated movies.
It sounds like one of those Teen Titan arcs. Like there was that one series episode with all the D-list Teen Titans who were trying to save the day after everyone gets captured. So I can see that. That sounds cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I can't fucking that'd be great.
Yeah, and everyone, let me know if we're dropping frames or anything, because now I'm using the internet on 2 different places. But it should be good though. And if it's not,
Yeah.
well then fuck.
I think if I had to say it, adapt a DC arc, for standalone, I mean they've already rumored they might do this, but Red Sun definitely should be adapted into a DC animated.
They're never gonna do justice to that, man.
Oh well, and that's the thing. It's hard to do justice because I think it's a really great comic, except for like the very final issue, which was a little weak. But if they could find a way to make that better, I think it could be a really great standalone movie. Otherwise, though, I'd love to see a Death in the Family remake. Where they do the Joker with his weird stapled face as an animated thing. That could look really good.
I hated that story arc.
Really? Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
Alex, since you're talking shit, you find side of one story arc you would like to see brought to the movie?
See, the thing is that, like, I don't really want to after the Killing Joke. So, no comments.
I hear Gotham by Gaslight's just kind of okay too. I haven't.
That's
I
actually
mean,
on the list. Little Ragnarok sent us inside the Facebook message to actually go check that out. So that's on the list. We just haven't had a chance to actually watch
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just invited people from the YouTube chat. I've invited Ruthless. Alan, I've invited you, you offline motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah.
You just start running to the thing like, oh shit.
Yeah, I started running to it. I moved to the left.
Well, I mean.
Also,
yeah.
quick info for you guys: if you are playing Monster Hunters with us and you have a good audio connection and good sound and no background noise, please let us know and we'll actually bring you onto the show because it actually makes sense to actually have you guys on at this point.
Yeah, especially with teamwork and things like that. You're gonna be like, dude, go
Okay,
there.
so Edward Hendricks gave us a good question.
What's up?
Favorite video game intro? Mine would be the first Rock Band. Alan,
Man.
you're the video game master. You go first.
You know what?
Man.
Even better, Rock Band Beatles. That's also really good too.
Nick's gonna agree with me, man, but Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Oh, absolutely. Mortal
Kombat
was
Armageddon has the
amazing.
best opening that I watch that randomly. Like, I'll just go to YouTube. I'm like, I need to watch that fucking opening, man, because it's so good. It's so funny because it starts off with Johnny Cage punching the shit out of a woman.
Yeah, it really does. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show that really quick now. And just so you guys know, I'm ready to start clicking on categories and posting new quests. So just as soon as I see somebody in here, we'll start doing that shit. And hopefully we'll be good.
I want to give an answer real quick before you pull it up because mine will always be either GTA 3 with that slow like jazz beat that sets up like that old New York style that was kind of still prevalent around the 90s, and then also San Andreas, because I think those two are just intros that capture the time period perfectly with their soundtrack, and it just gives you the set and the vibe of what you're experiencing. Because GTA 3 gives you that mafioso vibe, so that smooth jazz was showing the like the low parts of the city and just having the trumpet blare, and it gives you that almost like that Gotham vibe with that you get out of like seeing old school like nostalgic like 70s New York movies. And then with San Andreas, it just turns to that old school 90s like Dr. Dre beats with weird sound effects, and it just sets you up for the vibe that you're going to be dealing with. I think they lost that with the current Grand Theft Auto. I think they didn't capture that same feeling with GTA 5.
Yeah, I'm sure people are listening to this right now. I'm actually playing it as we speak, and yeah, let me go back up. Sorry about that. This is my favorite, or not my favorite, but like out of the GTA games, yeah, this is my favorite. That music is a shit, and I just love how like there's certain times where they show like characters from the game, like over here at Los Vagos and everybody too. It's basically telling you like, yeah, this place is kind of fucked up that you're about to enter, and it's gonna be cool as shit, Like oh god, I love this game so much. GTA San Andreas is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, it's really up there with one of the best ones.
Yeah, but yeah, and you're saying Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Ooh, yeah, that shit's amazing, but it's definitely not my favorite. But they kind of redid this for MK9, didn't they?
Not really, because like what it is MK9 starts off at like essentially the end of Armageddon, but I love the opening because it's just like, the warriors got too powerful and too numerous. We needed a safeguard, Armageddon, and it's just them fighting each other, getting onto the top of this tower, beating the shit out of each other, and it's such a bombastic, incredible opening. It reminds me why I love Mortal Kombat, because there's so many cool, interesting characters, people beating the shit out of each other, and just a cool world in general.
Yeah, no, this is incredible, man. I love this shit too. Yeah, fucking over here, I forgot who comes up and jumps and stabs her. Kenshi, yeah. Thought you were a good guy. What the fuck, Kenshi? Oh yeah, no, that shit is incredible.
Kenji's the good guy until he's like, wait, power stab.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Deja in the chat saying you gotta catch that train, CJ.
Okay,
Ooh,
for the last
Eddie
time,
had a good one there.
Mission in that fucking game. It is the fucking mission where you gotta do the zero missions with the plane. Those are the worst missions in video gaming. I can't think of a single time where I thought of a worse mission than that. Because every time I think, man, this is the worst mission ever, I just get reminded of San Andreas.
Oh yeah, no, those are bad. And by the way, I guess we're good. We have a full room over here. I'll leave it on here and I'll go back and forth to the chat and whatnot. But we got Ruthless, Jet, and you, Alan, up here.
Yep.
So let's see.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to wait for you to get a thingy going, or?
Yep, I'm basically just going to start one of these things. I think we should start off something kind of easy. Let's go ahead and go for the. No, I think we should start off. I mean, do you want to do a level 2 mission, or you want to go?
Honestly, I'm good either way. Get to show my character to the peoples.
All right, let's see. We'll go ahead and go to Kulu Yaku, I think.
Oh, and then also to answer the question for intros, just going back to that, I thought of a few good ones that are really good. Eddie mentioned Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. That one and Stranger's Wrath has really good.
Oh, I love Stranger's Wrath, man.
Stranger's Wrath had a great intro cutscene, and
what
then
an underrated game. Holy shit.
Really is. And then my other two, God of War 2 has a great opening cutscene when you're fighting the Colossus of Rhodes and then going into that first level. But if I had to say best opening level for a small underrated game, well, I don't think Prey is a great game. Opening sequence when everyone gets abducted while Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That's great. It's such a great setting. It sets the stage so well for the whole game.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really, really good.
If I could throw one in, I didn't want to pick the obvious choice because of how much of a huge fan it is. But honestly, I love the opening to the Wind Waker, specifically the Wind Waker, just because it blends the music, the art, and just what you're reading so well. Because as you're reading the subtitles, the music is telling you what emotion to feel. It's a bit upbeat when it's talking about the best of times, then it goes so somber when it's talking about the worst, and it's you almost automatically know how bad it is by looking at the art and hearing the music. You're like, oh, this is fucked up. You don't even need to read the dialogue to understand what's going on in the art. It's just there just in case, for people that can't get it right away or playing it for the first time. But that blends everything from art to dialogue, to art to to words to actual music perfectly. I go back and watch it every so often because it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Sorry, best intro ever. World of Warcraft. That opening cutscene is one of the greatest cutscenes ever made for any video.
very curious. I'm gonna type this in really quick while we're waiting. I'm still waiting. We got me and Jet. We're ready, but waiting for Ruthless.
Oh
and
wait,
Alan.
I'm a fucking idiot. I expected a thing to pop in the corner to join. I realized I had to join your fucking quest. Wow.
But yeah,
keep
and
sending in those questions, people. Please, we're happy to answer.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, let me look over here really quick. Yeah, is this what you're talking about, Justin?
Oh yes. Okay, yeah. That opening cutscene for World of Warcraft. It's kind of like Alan said. It's only music and sound effects, like this one little bit of intro narration, but it just sells you the mood so well with just this great orchestral score. So I'm sure Wind Waker, yeah, that one's also really good.
Oh yeah. Again,
yeah, like just.
I mean, this is right. This
Yeah,
has. Oh, I'm sorry. By the way.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, because I was gonna say this has shades of like the Revenant for a second. Because like when this thing, yeah, like, when that happens and then that camera going downward, like that reminds me of when like the horse falls off the in that.
Oh, and all these seamless transitions into all the different play styles, like where you get to the undead and so stuff. It's just so seamlessly artful, and it's one of those things where it's like Blizzard, their cinematic team is almost unrivaled for making good cutscenes in any video game. You know, it's like why make actual movies? Like they should have made the Warcraft movie instead of the other studio that did it.
Oh, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yep, and by the way, I just readied up, and we're basically ready to go. Yep. But yeah, like you said, and we can keep talking about these things too. I don't care. But God, yeah, like World of Warcraft. And were you really into this? Like just after, because you obviously care enough to see the cinematic trailer, so.
Oh yeah, no. I played a little bit because one of my friends was really into it, but I knew it was like, no, that stuff's like cocaine. I don't want to touch that. It's gonna.
Man, I played World of Warcraft because of the South Park fucking episode. I was so excited because it looked so cool. And then I played it, I'm like, this game is trash. What am I playing right now?
It's just not my playstyle. Like, I get MMOs are legit playstyle for some people, and that's fine. If you like that, you can like that. That's really cool.
And this is where, for the last 3 days in a row, me and Nick and Jet have been saying, hey, let's go to fucking Route 11. I go to fucking place 11. No one's here.
Well, yeah, because this is Yaku.
You fucking didn't tell me.
I'm sorry. No, you can go back, by the way.
Side of the fucking field.
No, you can transition back, go on your map, and then.
We got
I
another question
back, but it's just like that's gonna take. I'm not going through that fucking loading screen again.
Ooh, that looks yummy.
No, dude. Yeah, when you eat, that shit looks kind of delicious. And I don't even like that kind of food, but damn.
It's like Final Fantasy 15, where it's like, I don't like playing this game so much, but man, that food looks awesome.
Yeah, because it's like fucking. They might as well put textured food into the fucking world. It's weird. Japan loves food, and I don't understand why.
Oh no, seriously, I've been playing Persona 5, and there's so much eating that goes on in this game. It's just a thing. They just like
movies too. I watch a lot of Hong Kong action movies. They're always eating in those movies.
No, Alan.
They're the reason why we're losing all our seafood. They're being depleted because Japan eats everything.
Well, there's like fucking 2 billion people there, man. They got to feed them somehow.
No,
Not
Alan,
China, not Japan.
Just to tell you, by the way, I don't know if you're trying to find me in a map, like going over.
Oh
here
no, I know you're on the map. I'm actually on my way. I'll be there in like a.
No, that's what I'm trying to type and trying to tell you this whole time. You don't have to. You can transition. Like if you're not in the middle of a battle, you go on your map and you click the other camp, and it'll just take you there within 2 seconds.
Oh seriously? That's
yeah. So if you've been walking, I just don't want to do that to you.
No, I see. Who the fuck do I see right now? I think that's who's Craze Sensei. Is that
That's
Ruthless? Okay, so I see Ruthless. You're somewhere else actually.
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to follow these flies. So basically, if you guys don't know what's going on here, we're about to go hunt a monster because it's called Monster Hunter. And the cool thing about this, you have these really weird green scout flies, and you're supposed to follow them because they go and they find a monster for you, and that's what makes this thing happen a lot easier. But the thing is, they only know where the monster is after you fought the monster a certain amount of times.
Or investigated the fuck out of it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, it's not so much of a hunting the monster thing as it is investigating and trying to figure out like the biology of the monster, where they locate, where they like to chill, where their minions, smaller versions of them are at.
It sounds like you're Facebook stalking the monster.
Well,
yeah, pretty much.
Part of hunting, when you go out on a hunt, you're like, hey, we got to actually track the monsters. Like if you look at the floor right now, there's I don't know if this is what you're finding, the Kula, whatever the fuck this thing is called.
Oh sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are the footprints right now, which means it's been in this area. So let's keep going,
Okay, so Jenny asks, what are your favorite tabletop games or roleplay games?
Monopoly
Tabletop.
is definitely fucking up there. Like I love the fuck out of Monopoly. It turns me into an evil bastard though.
No, yeah.
You're I'm sure Gaja will hate you if you play Monopoly.
Oh, Ganja hated me before the game started.
No, that game, man, that shit. We started to show off early the other night, and they were in the biggest fight about it. It was the funniest shit. But yeah, no, and I'm sorry for doing that, by the way, Ganja. I don't know if you're still there, buddy. He's like,
Actually, on tabletop games, I don't play Warhammer often because I'm not gonna pay freaking millions of dollars and paint my own models. But when
Not that attitude, man.
well, I can't paint, man. But I played some games with Warhammer in London because I would go to the game workshops and try their demo games. It's legitimately a really fun game. I just wish I didn't have to paint
if you get
it,
enough
but I would.
pieces on the fucking board. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Oh yeah, no, it's really really fun.
Big warning, by the way, Alan, is I got the fucking rod again. See, so basically, when you get these weapons, this game gives you a shit ton of weapons.
Oh yeah, no, I have the raw too. Like it's a fucking great weapon.
It is not. This thing, you guys are gonna see me play horrible with this fucking thing. It
Oh,
just hits
you're gonna see me
anywhere
play
it wants
horribly, bitch. I will fuck that thing up, man. What the? Oh, that's easy.
to. Wait, where'd it go? There
How
it
the
is.
fuck? Yeah, I'm following your ass. Oh wait, I was literally fighting it. Check this out, bitch. Boom.
And it's poison, by the way. If it hits you, you
Of
will get
course it
poisoned.
is. I'll be fine. I got an antidote on me. Okay, let me just get my thing going. Y'all have fun. Pole vault.
These designs.
Yeah, I love these designs quite a bit. And I mean,
Yeah!
each creature is so different.
Oh
from
damn it!
the
I got
one
on
you
top
see.
of it, but it threw me off. Oh shit! I'm still alive. Oh what the fuck?
There's Alan right there, right underneath its balls, just being stuck.
Yeah, well I'm used to it. Wait, I probably should have chose my words
I
carefully.
look at the enchantments that Jet has. Like,
I just caught that. Sorry.
let's see.
Like the thing about the pole vaulting ability is it's hard to nail, but when you nail it, it's great. It's someone get rid of that fucking rock in the goddamn.
I mean, can you
compare
break
this-
it with any kind of weapon?
It was good.
Well, the thing is you can if you have like fucking heavy weapons, or you just keep hitting it. I think we got it though. We are fucking this thing up, by the way. I don't know how this thing's still alive.
Jesus Christ!
Boom.
Oh, Ruthless is all up in its ass. Ruthless is destroying this fucking thing.
I want to mount this thing so badly.
Wow, phrasing.
I
son.
know what I said.
You are so horny, Alan.
Yeah. So you turn
Yeah,
it on just.
I got it. Fucking nail it. Come
Hey,
on.
I think it's enjoying it too. Oh, get
I
that
got it.
motherfucker!
See?
Alan, the
Pole vaulting
monster
ability is cool as shit. Hey, I got it in. Hey, see, I'm the best. I got it in the fucking. Yes, everyone on stream sees how cool I am.
So the worst thing about this game, y'all, is you have to sharpen your fucking weapon. So
Okay.
look at them having fun, and I gotta do this really quick.
It's like that Squidward thing of like he's up there sitting there while we're. Okay, actually, okay, Nick, now I'm gonna do it now. Actually, that's
Yep.
you fucking said.
Where are you?
You,
at?
you cover me.
Hold on, guys. I gotta get the edge on my.
Really
spear.
excited! Hurry up! We're gonna get out of
There
here!
we go. Where the fuck did it go? Why did anybody follow it?
Because we all had to sharpen our weapon.
Jesus Christ!
It's
Only
like
somebody could have
Skyrim,
ran
right?
after it. Do we all suck equally?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, fucking chase it.
So yeah,
Wait,
people.
Nick, that doesn't explain why you were still here. You just sharpened your weapon.
I just wanted to look at you sharpen your weapon.
Okay, I don't know if everyone was able to see my character. I went through some efforts to actually kind of make it look like me.
Eddie
Oh,
mentioned Left 4 Dead 1 had a really great intro sequence too, which it does.
It really does. It's really fun too. Like, I mean, it's scary to a certain extent, but like, especially with that second game, they really do have some funny little bits in there.
Yeah, too
And
bad
you
they'll
get to
never
know
make a
enough
third
about
one.
the characters. Too. Oh, what were you saying, Alan?
Yeah, somehow
Too bad they'll never make a third one.
they'll never make Left 4 Dead 3 or Half-Life 3 or Portal. Unless they're like all three released at the same time. The trifecta.
They're gonna release three AAA games in one setting. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So,
That'll-
are you guys
No,
on
dude,
that Half-Life?
Super Orange Box.
Are you guys on that Half-Life hype as well? Because I never.
Oh,
really-
Half-Life 3's never coming.
No, but like,
Yeah.
why is that hype though? Like, I don't remember Half-Life being that big of a title.
Half-Life 1,
Oh.
it was never really that big of a deal. Half-Life 2 is such an incredible game. It is so much fun to play. I remember playing and being addicted to it because, again, it's a very puzzle combat game. So you have a great first-person shooter mechanic, and then you have a lot of cool puzzles things, and you're just going through this interesting world. And it ends on such a heavy cliffhanger, and I think that's a lot of the reason why it's so infamous. Of like, why does everyone want a sequel? Because if this was a situation where it ended, people would be like, man, I really want a sequel. I want to see where else they're going. It ends on a fucking cliffhanger. So it's like, people's like, how the fuck does this end? How do you make a fucking...
Man, how'd you know what I was going through earlier, man? Like, let's just say espressos are very painful when they come out.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Now, the reason I've been gone for so long and been talking in the DT chat and the YouTube chat is I tried espressos earlier today, and it's not agreeing with my stomach, and I've been consulting with the porcelain god for like the last 5 minutes. So if you've been wondering where I've been,
Thank you for that, John.
if you've been wondering where I've been suffering. All right,
Why did you tell us? You could have just said you went to grab a drink. We don't need to know.
because
So,
the world
are you done
needs to know my pain.
Are you done taking the Cosby to the Super Bowl? So
What the fuck you, man? I just got.
Super Bowl
Good
gags.
Lord.
Yay.
Oh, the Super Bowl. I got you.
So, Allie, how do you appreciate this gameplay so far? Because what I was watching, in my command room, it seems like it's just, a better version or an anime version of Ark.
Pretty much. But yeah, Alan, what do you think?
I said Allie, but okay.
Oh, Allie. Well, yeah, Allie. Like, I don't know if you actually watch it.
You too.
This looks like
Trash.
Shit.
a lot of MMOs.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's because again, it might be hard to see because there's 4 people essentially just going all Technicolor on the monster. But like when you're playing it alone, like it's a lot of fucking fun.
Okay. Looks like World of Warcraft, but
Yeah.
Yeah, except
no,
this
it
time
really
the actual cutscenes matter to the gameplay.
Chris Brown saying God took his belt to that throne. Oh man.
I am the United States champion, bro. I got the one that spins.
God, you
bet.
committed war
Wait,
crime.
so Jet gets the fucking best support.
I'm trying to see. Did that pass already?
What?
Oh, yeah, support all-star. Man, well, that's not fair. She has a hunting horn. The hunting horn actually gives everybody.
She's the only support. Of course, she got the best support. She's the only one.
But why didn't we get anything for like best damage or some shit? Like
Yeah, I fucking melted the shit out of that thing.
phrasing.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so yeah, and we're gonna do 2 missions by the way. We're gonna do one more mission, then
Yeah,
we're probably gonna
I'm
keep
heading back
playing
right
while you
now.
guys are doing the after hours and whatnot. Let me see. I'm gonna return from expedition on this. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
Anything else to chat to talk about?
I'm just. I want to thank Justin real quick for helping out with the questions. So if you guys didn't have any more, make sure to put them inside the YouTube chat or the Double Toast
Yeah,
chat.
I figured I'm not playing, so I'm just like, hey, I'll keep an eye on the questions for you guys.
Yeah, it's
Well-
difficult for me to go back and forth between.
All right, speaking of, we got one from Little Ragnarok here.
up?
Best waifu from video games. His
Man,
is
I ain't answering that weeboo shit.
Alex Vance.
well, okay. So maybe we can tailor it to say like your favorite, like your video game
A female
style, your video
character
game-
that you fanboy over. How about that? Alex?
Yeah, exactly. Or male character if it's Allie. So
Sure.
All of them.
All of them.
Who the fuck are
Wait,
you?
what? Wait, I just realized something. We're not in a fucking hangouts. What?
Yeah, wait, who was that? Oh, I don't know.
it was God.
Man,
It was God.
we got fucking talking teddy bears in here, Nick. Did I drop acid or is that real?
No,
God
that was
being a
real.
female and also being Jet makes so much sense.
Absolutely. Oh my
Jet
God,
is
Ruthless in here. Hey, Ruthless, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty good. God, he's
Yeah,
just so
very
calm.
I just want to point out the first thing that Ruthless posted besides "Yo guys, how y'all doing?" was killer capture.
Oh,
Hey man, he knows how to play this.
I had no concept of that on the YouTube channel. I was like, is he gonna murder somebody right
A little bit.
It needs to die.
Hey, or capture.
now?
now here's the thing, people. We're gonna do this thing. I can't wait for
Dude, I have
this.
5 of those fucking things.
We're gonna
this is the most talkative Jet's ever been outside of actually meeting her in person in Austin.
exactly.
No, you were right the first time.
Yeah, no, but no, people. We're gonna do this thing. This is
Get her
gonna be
to
fun.
drink.
Yeah, get her to drink. Yeah, she'll talk some shit too. But no.
Oh, I remember seeing her in New York where she was like all giggly, smiling whenever she was talking to Corey. Just like,
Yeah, Jet doesn't smile.
oh, is she does?
I don't know
Only
what you
private.
guys are talking about, but that ain't me.
Oh.
Man, y'all trying to make like. I saw that bitch cheesing like from cheek to cheek when that tequila and that vodka hit at the same time.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish that.
That wasn't me.
Delicious, so I was just savoring it.
People, we're gonna do something that's gonna piss the fuck off out of Alan. I cannot
Of
wait
course.
for this.
I feel
sir.
like that's the entire justification for this show sometimes.
Man, I cannot wait. We're gonna be going to a special arena fighting this character called the Barrett.
Oh god,
And
not again.
I love I love this character.
Oh, really?
And
You
to
hated the
not,
fuck out of this character. Don't give me that shit.
and to not leave Max hanging, I just want to answer his question. My favorite
Yeah, I was going
waifu,
to
from,
as well.
my favorite waifu from video game. If you want to get like one of those weird anime chicks, it's probably gonna be is it Tifa from Final Fantasy when Cloud because that was the first like video game love story that I actually was like I care a little bit about this. And I felt bad when she finally bit it in the next Final Fantasy. I never played it personally, but I always watch my friends play it because they got the concept of the video game better. But if you want to just talk about like a female character that I'm like, yo, man, I can't wait she's in this game because she's just a bad character in the sense that she gets everything accomplished and she actually makes sense with the storyline. It's Ada Wong from the Resident Evil series.
Oh yeah, Ada Wong's
yes.
sexy as fuck. No, I don't know why proper military garb is a red dress, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I guess for me, let's see, regular video game characters. You know, I've had a soft spot for Liara from Mass Effect. I know she's not human, but she's still pretty cool. And then, you know, actually, for anime, I've always had a soft spot for Lyn from Fire Emblem, the Game Boy Advance version that came to America. I thought she was an awesome character, so she's kind of like waifu-ish, I guess, if you want to say that.
I mean, the closest thing, I don't want to fucking decrep this character by calling her a waifu, but somebody that I've always respected.
Hold on. I don't want to decrep this invisible imaginary character
To her
with this
disservice.
Oh,
Japanese
fuck
term.
off! Oh, don't call that bullshit, motherfucker. But anyway, like I was trying to say is that to like Samus Aran from the fucking Metroid series, because she doesn't speak, she wears a fucking awesome robot suit and commits genocide on a daily basis.
So Alan's favorite female character is one who can't talk back to him.
Oh, fuck off, mister. She can talk, she doesn't say a lot, and she commits genocide on a daily basis.
Really quick too, people. We're about to start. Me and Alan are ready to. Ruth is just waiting for you, and Jet waiting for you. But yeah.
That's real quick. All right.
Okay, cool. No, I mean. Oh wait, me too. Fuck, I forgot about something. I gotta change.
Y'all suck.
Sorry about that. I gotta change my fucking thing.
Because
Run!
unfortunately, all right. So unfortunately, I've already finished the low rank storyline. So, like, this is going to be harder than you normally deal with.
That's what she said.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. And Max is making a joke. He's saying his Google Hangouts has not crashed yet, so Alan's still
Fuck off,
doing
man!
good.
Let it go!
If y'all watched it the first time or just checking us out today because of us playing Monster Hunter, in our previous, I think it was our Facebook show. If you go to the MCA Facebook page, you can actually see Alan rage quit over that asking and being over Rocket League.
Why
That
did I
was the
edit that?
Funniest shit.
My favorite thing is the first thing he says, my Google Hangouts crashed.
Fuck off.
Yeah, he really did though. Like, and he actually thought we were gonna believe that shit.
Yo, man, my controller got unplugged.
Ready the fuck up so we can start this fucking mission.
Stand by for departures, waiting
I'll
for
make
the
it
jets.
funny, Alan, but you have given
Don't
us some
worry.
great times doing that. My favorite is when we caught him fucking up in the Google Docs. And we're calling him out, but he doesn't know me and Nick are in there. And he's like, "What are y'all talking about?" And we're just watching him delete his fuck up.
Yeah, like
I was editing the fuck out of it because I thought they left and just were calling me out, so I figured if I just changed it real quick, I could just play dumb and like, no, it was good the whole time.
oh, that shit was so amazing, dude. That was the funniest thing.
Hey, karma got me in the end because y'all for like the next 3 days were just fucking up everything.
Oh, Max. Rocket League cream pie.
God damn it! Stop.
Oh, Rojo Bear 24. Yeah, first time in Midnight Chat Tech. Awesome, dude. I'm actually glad that you made it, and hopefully
Nice.
want to watch more of our stuff or even join us on these video game things. Like, I would love to play with y'all.
Like
and,
I always say in
for-
other shows, there's always stipulation when joining us. Make sure you got good connection, good audio quality, no background noise, because no one wants to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And for people that just joined the chat, if you have any questions for just us to just randomly chat about, throw them in.
Oh, we're accepting
Yeah,
all of them. Personal questions, fucked up questions, geek culture questions. Alan might not answer them, but we might.
Oh yeah.
If you want to ask
Yeah, no, I
questions,
just
I
saw
might
a
get some
question
trouble
from,
like me. Go right ahead. I'll answer anything.
I saw a question from Tay, which just said favorite RPG game or RPG in general.
You know what? I mean, is it too early to say this though?
I mean, not
You've been
necessarily.
playing it a lot, so you probably clocked in enough. Like with these games, I can't like be like, "Oh, you didn't beat the game, bro." Because
I hate that bullshit, man. I still
for
think
single player games that it's easier to beat, I get that because you can put the time in and get it done. But these games that are like RPGs and have decision elements and customization, it's gonna take a little longer before you can. Sometimes with these games, you can tell within the first like 4 hours. It's like, yeah, I'm addicted for a week.
Yeah, no, you can like that. Like, no, I was actually gonna agree with you. I think to a certain degree, it's like you can tell. I've always said if anyone's ever checked out my reviews on my channel, and I'll say that here, most of those games when I did those reviews, I didn't beat, and I still stand my statement of within an hour or two, Sure. Oh yeah. You can tell within an hour or two whether or not you're gonna like a game.
Kill him, you fucking dummy.
Okay, let's do this again. What the
Aim for the
bully?
balls, Nick. Aim for the.
Wait, did you just drop a fucking thing on me? Who the fuck
No,
dropped
that
that
was
on me?
yeah, but it also hit him. So fuck it. Nick, stop complaining.
Rufus,
Not the first time I got a bunch of
fuck,
rock stuff
you almost
on you.
killed me.
I told you I was gonna drop the boulder on him. Come
Oh,
on.
I thought you were just like saying like, I'm
Yeah,
dropping the
I could have
bomb
warned
on
you,
me.
Nick, but I
bitch.
was
No, I meant the literal boulders. I was going to drop the literal
yeah,
boulders.
I was gonna warn you, Nick, but honestly, I found it funny.
You son of a bitch.
I was like, nah, he's not gonna be dumb enough to get hit. Oh, okay.
Hilarious. I don't think this thing can actually give me any damage, which is hilarious.
No, but to go back to today's question, my favorite RPG will always be Knights of the Old Republic.
That's my answer too. Dang it! Oh,
Okay, guys, can you guys play on other RPGs? There are more out there.
sure.
Every time we talk
but
about
that's my
RPGs or Star
favorite.
Wars, it's the only game y'all ever bring
That's
up.
my favorite. Are you mad because I told you my favorite right now? Are
No,
you serious?
this is the
Are
fourth
you
time I
fucking
fucking heard you
serious?
think it's your favorite, motherfucker.
It's my favorite. Every time you ask me, I'll be like Knights of the Old Republic. The
What's
answer
your
never
favorite?
changed.
What's your favorite food? Knights of the Old Republic. Like,
I
Hey,
would
hey, this shit's
drink
delicious.
Knights of the Republic.
well, how would you know, Nick? You never tried it.
I decided,
Exactly. I
I
don't need
decided
to try things. A big example: the New York pizza.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, no, Nick, that's my job to criticize things I haven't seen or tried.
Exactly.
Oh, let's call her all. Everyone, call yourself out.
Yeah, this is a casual call-out show.
Oh shit, Jet's
To answer the question, I guess I'd have to go with Oblivion, because like I don't want to sit there and have an argument of whether or not Legend of Zelda considers an RPG, because I don't want to go through that discussion. But if I were to pick a classical RPG in the sense, I would have to go with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, because it just has such an interesting wide open world. There's so much stuff you can do. It has so many interesting creatures and interesting storylines you can just go through. And to me, it's the one that started me off, and it's still my favorite one. I think it does a lot better things than Skyrim will ever fucking do. A lot more interesting quests. And a lot more interesting tests. Like when you become a vampire, isn't this whole cool Uber thing? It's almost like this fucking disease, and there's so much going on in fucking Oblivion.
It is literally a disease. They literally call it a disease in Skyrim.
No, but in Skyrim, it's like this cool fucking, oh, check me out, I'm super cool now. But when you play Oblivion, it's almost like this fucking detrimental thing, because every time you go to bed and wake up, they give you this fucking, like, paragraph of you having this really fucked up dream. And it's like, holy shit, this is a fucking nightmare.
Oh, that motherfucker running from me.
He's running away
You know,
from
if I
me,
had to-
man. You ain't doing shit.
If I have to say an answer that's not Knights of the Republic, then Chrono Trigger. That's my favorite other RPG.
Oh, god damn
Yeah,
it.
because Chrono Trigger is better than every other RPG.
It's one of the best games ever made. So yeah, absolutely.
Ruthless, Allegro, do you guys got an answer for that?
Actually, he just said mine, which was Chrono Trigger. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
Oh, I was gonna get mad if it was Knights of the Republic. Play more games, people!
Yeah,
No,
we should all play the best
Chrono Trigger
RPG
mid-time.
of last year, known as Mass Effect Andromeda.
Aw.
Oh
up there.
damn. Okay.
Hey, at least it runs!
Can I ask you a question about that, Ganja, or any of you guys, who's that, especially
Yeah.
anybody who's played it? But like, is that all just everyone talking shit like the whole Last Jedi thing?
No, there are legitimate problems with the game, and I'm not gonna be sitting there blind and not admit there are legitimate problems with the game. But like, it's one of those things where I still enjoyed what they did add, and obviously there are a lot of problems, especially near the end. You could tell that they shot this out the door. But
Yeah.
I personally don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets, but I'm not gonna fight anyone on it.
It's just
I'll fight
disappointing.
you
That's
over
the
it.
biggest thing. It's not bad. It's just very average. You know.
Yeah,
It's like-
100%.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I can agree with that.
I gotta say,
And I
Jet.
think it's just a problem that we go from great to average. People are going to be more disappointed about that. Like it wasn't
True.
more. So that's the problem.
Fuck
Yeah.
this thing, by the way.
Jet's
Yeah,
gonna
Eddie
get another
Hendricks,
award for this, by the way. Oh
Hendricks,
fuck!
I hate to interrupt again by repeating
That's
myself,
fine.
but Eddie Hendricks actually wanted to say in the chat room right now, anyone else getting real tired of open world games?
No, I'm the opposite, man. Keep them fucking going. It's my favorite genre.
Yes.
It's 100% my favorite genre. I love, like, I'm playing Breath of the Wild a lot more right now. I love, like, to me, I'll never get tired of, let me just wander in a direction and see what I find. Like, that's why I love the Fallout games, Oblivion, that's why when I enjoy Skyrim, this game as well. Like, it's not as open worldy as those kinds of games. But honestly, I love the open world sense. Like, I love exploring and not having to be tied with, I guess I finished the level, I guess I have nothing impact on the world. Like, I like just randomly wandering around and figuring out what I can do on my own. Because, like, I'm playing Wolfenstein as well. It's like, I'm having a great time with that game. That game is fucking fun as hell. But, like, as soon as you've done a level, it's kind of over. But with this, it's like, we could just go off and do our own thing, all four of us, and just do it, randomly. We don't have to do the story right away. We can do whatever the fuck we want. GTA is great at that, of just go around, do whatever you want. And I fucking love those games, because you always, for, like, a minimum in those games, is 25 hours. Like, minimum.
Yeah, but GTA, it has a great story to back it up. It's so easy to make a open world game where you fill it with fetch quests and side quests and other stuff. Just
Oh, you're
drag
right.
it
They
out.
can make it terribly, but like I feel like especially the last couple of years, we've seen so many good ones. Witcher, right off the bat, is an incredible one. This one is
Sure.
hitting really close to home right now. God just playing Fallout 4 and his opinion slightly changed, but Fallout 4 also does that as well. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Like there are the Batman games. Like there's a lot more good ones in my opinion than bad ones. It's
Yeah, but see,
legitimately my favorite genre.
I felt Arkham Knight was a little bit weak because that was the biggest problem with that game, where it's like it had an all right story, wasn't the strongest in the series, but it was so stuffed full of repetitious stuff to do. Where like the towers, the
Yeah, but I had a lot of fun with those because there were little things you can do. And I'd had Breath of the Wild in that list as well of just like, yeah, like obviously you can make it bad, you can make it really bad, like something like Mafia 3, which oh god, I hated that fucking so much.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, for some people that would say Mass Effect Andromeda, but I think there's way more good than bad.
Yeah, I don't
Once
mind.
again, Jet's the all-star. God damn it.
Nick, I want to tell you something. I don't know if you know this, but the gameplay stopped.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
Oh, the stream, yeah.
Oh, the stream, yeah. My bad. Sorry about that. No, because I was moving some things around. But yeah, no, once again, and Ruthless got Target Destroyer, parts broken 3, so yeah, he fucked that thing. Probably with those boulders.
I'm waiting for the thing of Birdman was just there.
No,
Participation trophy.
There's other questions too, but to finish that first question from Eddie, you said, right, Ganja?
Yes, it was. Are you tired of open world games?
Yeah, I'm not tired of them at all. And actually, like Ali, I know you haven't really been talking a whole lot here too, but do you actually even play open world games and whatnot, or not really? Like the sandbox games?
But I actually play what? I'm sorry.
Open world games.
Open world? I used to like Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Play more games, y'all. Just play more.
All right, Niger Republic. There you go.
Fuck off.
No, but yeah, like, do you? I mean, is that something that gets tiresome for you or whatever? Because I know like those games are so long. Shut up, Ganja. I can't. Sometimes they could be like, oh Jesus, I just end already. So I mean, do you feel that way at all or not?
Not really. In a way, yeah, like grinding, leveling up can be a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of like I have to deal without. But usually, like the story keeps you going, and like for me, okay, I really want to be prepared, so I'll make sure to level up before I like fight this boss, just to ensure that I don't have a tough time. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's not really that much of a big deal. It's like I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. So like it gives me endless hours of stuff to do, so I like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I never get tired of that shit. Like, for me, ever since Body Harvest on Nintendo 64, I've been in love with the sandbox games.
I think I played that game, if I'm remembering the game correctly.
Yeah, it was fucking great. I mean, it was basically everything that you got, or not everything you got, but for most of the stuff you got out of GTA 3. I love that shit, like, so very much.
Oh, yeah, I played the fuck out of this game, dude. I actually didn't know as a kid that if you wipe... I went around killing everybody because I saw a bar going down, and I thought that was the point of the game. Mm-hmm. If you murder everyone in the game ends. I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
Okay, people, we're gonna play this one. This is gonna be our last one, and I'm not gonna say that we're gonna beat this. This will be really fucking.
We're gonna
hard.
fucking kill it. I got you, Nick.
I don't think so.
All right, so I was going to ask Ganja the question from the chat here, but he's already answering it on the chat. So.
Oh yeah, because he asked a very specific question. I'm getting more like the general ones that we don't answer.
I don't know.
Well, no, he just asked me personally because he found out I was playing Fallout 4, and he asked me about the factions, and I pretty much just answered in the chat. Like, so if you guys are watching the stream, you can just read my answer. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel with it. Like, the real thing I want to talk about Fallout 4 is I hate that I have to come back to a lot of these games after 4 or 5 months of release, or at this case 2 years, and have a complete game, because playing Fallout 4 now with all the patches, the mods that fix stuff, and all the new dialogue changes that they added, I did not play Fallout 4.
Dude, it's a Bethesda game, man. Like Bethesda's notorious for Bethesda's the only game company off the planet I can think of that can release a game in such a state as Fallout 3 or 4, and people applaud them.
Man, see, that's the thing, dude. Like, because when I play Fallout 4, I was like, this is so simplistic. I don't have random encounters. I'm not really around to the factions to, like, fuck up and just accidentally wander into their base like I did with the fucking who are they? The ones that were getting the
Nick, you're gonna have to go on without me, man. I for some reason I still haven't leveled up enough, so.
Oh, the railroad. Thank you, JP. The railroad. I just wandered into their base, and that's how I found them. And now that I'm playing the game, all these things fire properly, and I'm discovering characters that I've never seen.
I mean, and you're also playing the shittiest version of the game. But yeah, Nick, I'm not. I don't know why. My rank is still fucking 4, and it's ridiculous. I don't know how to increase my rank.
No, we had to do story
Okay, I
missions.
see how it is. Just kick me out of the quest.
I know, I kicked myself out of the quest. I'm sorry. No, but actually,
like,
what we're gonna do a. You said you're rank 4. You said?
Yeah, for some reason I've been doing all this shit with y'all and been like helping out, but like I don't know how to increase my rank. It's still rank 4, and I don't know how to like make it higher.
You have to do our story missions.
Yeah.
Is it story missions? That's probably
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Well, we're gonna go into a special arena and play against Pukey.
don't bother, man. People-
The thing is, I think out of all of us, Jet's the highest level right now. She is whooping ass, especially with the hunting horn. I'm thinking of trying the hunting horn later on.
Not
But...
the highest
Well,
level.
she clearly has no life, so she can focus, 24/7 into the game.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. How many hours you put
Anyways.
on, Hearts of Iron, Ganja?
Yeah, Mr. fucking taking over countries and three different video games and shit. Like,
You're not forgetting what timeline you're in.
Man, all right. I know I hate to interrupt, Nick, but this is a great story since we're talking about video games. Y'all know me as a big history buff because I bring up a lot of that stuff and I like politics. And I brought this up before on the show. There's a mod called Kaiserreich, which is if World War I was won by the Germans instead of the Allies. And the timeline is, if you guys don't know your history, is during World War I, you had the Arabs really revolt against the British Empire, and that's how we got a lot of our Middle Eastern countries. Now, in World War I, because Allies don't win, that doesn't occur. So I was literally talking to Alan about history, and he was like, "Yeah, man. So when we won the battle, back in World War I paused for a second. I was like, "Wait, y'all won? I thought y'all lost independence. Like, weren't y'all still in the British Empire?" He was like, "What fucking timeline are you in?"
Yeah, like, are you fucking high? We won World War I. What is wrong with you?
Well, no one won World War I, but that people did get advantages from World War.
No, we fucking won World War I, dude.
All right,
We fucking
compared
kicked
to
their
me,
ass.
You guys won World War I, and then you killed my people in Armenia.
Well, tomato, tomato.
Yeah, we won this.
I didn't even answer that question. I didn't fucking do it.
Justin, I'm pretty sure the Kurdish people feel your pain. We're known to betray the smaller nations.
By the way, I love everyone's love for Jet in the chat right now. Bob Blob and earlier Tay was like, "Man, Jet's voice is so smooth," and I agree. Cedric is saying, "Is this the first time Jet's spoken on the MCA?" Yes, it is.
This is the first time
And
Jet's
JP
spoken.
Yeah, at all. And then JP says hashtag Neil before Jet. So holy shit.
Man, y'all turn into that fucking knuckle me. She is the queen. Follow Jet. She knows the way.
Don't bring
Follow
that
Jet.
in.
Jet is going to show us everything. She's going to show us the way.
Worship me.
The non-believers do not believe in Jet. We spit on them.
What are you saying, Jet?
Let's see.
I am. Worship me.
Oh, no. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Bob Blob says, "What's the final score of World War I?" It's like, 9 out of 10 for the war. I don't know.
Wait, overall score for the war? What? Are we rating the score? I guess I read it.
I guess if you have to buy World War I guess you get it on like a red box.
Or would you avoid it? I guess.
I mean,
Can you
how
avoid
do
the
you
war?
answer this fucking question?
I give the Western Front a 7 out of 10, but then
I give Battle of the Somme fuck it.
I give the Eastern Front a 10 out of 10, but I'm biased when it comes to that opinion.
By the way, love in the chat, loving Max. By the way, my son, he said Jet is a cool chick. Loved hanging out with her in New York. And yeah, by the way, Max, you were one of my favorite people to hang out with in New York. Especially you too, Justin. Don't feel like I'm leaving you out, my baby. No, but yeah, like obviously, like it was awesome. I mean, I still want to know what Peter Parker's real fucking name is. If anybody finds that shit out, I want his real
It's
fucking
Peter
name.
Parker. We're
No,
not
it's
calling him
not.
anything otherwise. It's Peter Parker.
No, bullshit. Peter Parker, I hope you're listening, dude. You owe me your real name. I called you that shit all night, and it sounds like I was talking to fucking Spider-Man. That shit feels weird.
I called
Yeah,
Max
the-
Little Ragnarok for the last year. I called it to
Nah.
his face.
The best part is when me and Alan got drunk, we tend not to get PC friendly anymore, and y'all should see it. It's hilarious and also fucked up. I walked up to Alan, drunk out my mind. I'm like, and I was fucking around. I was like, "Yo, man, do you know where Julian's at?"
Oh, don't
but that's not how I said it. I was like, "Yo, man, do you know where the Jews at?" And Alan, I'm telling this story because I found it hilarious, and so did Julian. So Alan, in his drunk state of affair, I thought he was just gonna laugh and giggle. I was like, "Nah, Julian's over there." He just turns around. He's like, "The Jews over there."
Motherfucker.
No,
Okay,
but
so I saw a comment here where it's like someone saying U.S. leveled up in World War I, mad HP. I'm like, actually, that they went into depression shortly after that. So I think they.
Well, we might about 10 years later. The reason I have, I guess, I don't want to say pride in the war, but pride in the idea of it is because That's like when my country was really instrumental in fighting the war. We gained our independence. We proved the entire world wrong. Of we actually have a good fighting force because we're fucking insane.
But then also,
Fuck off.
Johnny
How
asked
about
us-
that?
Canada Justice is naturally a funny country. Hey, fun fact, they're not a real country anyways.
Oh.
Stop
Aw.
giving people facts and calling them fun. They suck.
But go ahead, Justin.
God, look at Jet going after.
But there was also Jenny asked another question. Best modern game to get into gaming? Like if you had
Ooh, that's a
best-
great question.
to get into gaming. Modern as in, let's say, the last couple of years?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I would say, honestly, in my personal opinion, it had to be something kind of like small, like a side-scrolling type game. I mean, it's not out of the last 2 years, but I definitely think you should try Trine. Trine 1, 2, and 3. They usually sell them in a pack. Or Child of Light. That's a great game. Any of those like semi-indie games are really good. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Or no. Okay. Ori and the Blind Forest is not for somebody that's never played a fucking game before. That is like an endurance test like a motherfucker. 'Cause I'm trying to think on top of my head, and honestly, I'd have to go with like if I, for lack of a better choice, I'd just have to go with Assassin's Creed because it'll give you enough of a tutorial to get you what's going on. It's a wide open
Yo,
game,
Alan,
so
run
you're.
across the boulders.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Oh shit.
There's a lot of tutorials, there's a lot of freedom, so it's not like situations of like, why can't I jump over this rock? Why can't I do this? You get to do so much climbing that it feels almost natural, like real life. So right off the bat, you're like immediately like, oh yeah, I can do this like I would in real life. Like there's no limitations to it. There's enough of a tutorial, so you get into it. There's an interesting enough story. There's good enough side quests. There's a lot to do, a lot to explore. And I think right away, as soon as you play that, you're like, oh wow, I want to try other games like this, you know?
No, I absolutely agree with that. And okay, people are gonna hate me, especially Jordan, for me saying this. But
Don't
one
say
game
Cuphead.
I'm sorry, but Cuphead.
Hey, I'm
sorry.
sorry. You cannot keep giving Cuphead a shitty review and talk about it every 5 minutes and saying you like it.
I think this motherfucker gave me a brain aneurysm. I'm blind.
Let's him finish so he can actually say whatever he's gonna have to say.
No,
Jump on it.
because it's not my thing, and I hate how people like it for. Wait, why can't I grab it? I'm trying to grab something out of this fucking
Yeah,
monster.
because I
Hold on.
captured it. I
Kevin
didn't
Stone.
Oh, thank you, Ruthless. You're fucking awesome. Sorry.
You're gonna get more reward that way.
That was
No, I
the
know.
fastest monster kill ever.
Yeah, no, it really was. And if you guys in the chat wants to do at least just one more, let us know. But we might not. I think we'll probably go into the after hours and everything right now. But no, the reason why I say Cuphead is because of the fact that like it is so hard. But if you're not a person who plays video games, you just want to get in and get out. And Cuphead, trust me, you're not gonna get an hour's worth of fucking gameplay out of that fucking thing unless you want to play the same level over and over again. So, you know,
for a serious
I
answer
want to
though,
avoid super hard games because you want to get somebody into gaming, so you don't want a situation of like, hey, play Dark Souls. Like, you want to play something where it's like it's heavily tutorialized and the difficulty only matters per area. Because like again, that's why I chose Assassin's Creed because it's tutorialized so you can get the people that have never played a game before or not really into games. But then you have also varying levels. So it's like, oh yeah, level 13, I'm level 5. I can't really do that yet. Like. It's really all spelled out so that a new person would be easily able to kind of play it. You want to pick something that has a rising difficulty curve as opposed to something that only has one set difficulty curve. Because you would never recommend Dark Souls to a person that doesn't play games. They would never play games ever again after that.
yeah, no, I agree. I would also agree too. Zone made the point about Mario Odyssey, and I think pretty much any big Nintendo game, or even yeah, Tay is saying Phoenix right. Like Nintendo was a great beginner gaming system. You know, like DS. I know. I'm just saying, having played Mario Odyssey with a friend over Christmas, it really is a genuinely fun game to just jump in, play, explore.
Yeah, God doesn't like fun.
Yeah.
Not as much as it gets you mad.
But also, who was it over here? Eddie said Last of Us. I actually do kind of agree with that. I think.
Yeah, or Uncharted games. Yeah, those are simple enough.
Yeah. There's enough difficulty, but it's not too complicated for you to try and jump in and just have fun with it. So.
I say if you. I'm not just gonna give us a point of view because I'm not really into all these like first persons, all these pretty the staples of video game. I'm more into the RTSs and simulation type. So if you really want to get into something that's pretty easy and something that's like an RTS type, I would say try the Red Alert series. They're pretty they're pretty accessible, and some of the, especially the older ones, they're very great detail to a degree. And I think that will give you the sense of enjoyment with RPGs. I say Skyrim or the Fallout series for the PC version. I was telling Robo if he wants to get to the Fallout series, I say check out New Vegas because it's brand new and it runs perfectly on the PC and you can actually get it to work. And well, yeah, I mean, it's not good for modding. But
It runs good for a Bethesda game.
yeah, it's Obsidian, bitch. You give them respect, but
No.
it's
When they
still
Obsidian sometimes makes good stuff.
true. But if they get a chance to finish, but besides that, let me finish my point. The thing is, like, if you want to check out those games and enjoy them, it's a great way to get into that RPG where you actually make choices and your skill actually matters. Now, when it comes to RTSs, I will always say Hearts of Iron 4 if you're into the history stuff and like trying to control your own countries and whatnot, because it's way more accessible. And besides the battle curve, which Alan had a hard time learning, and it's sometimes you play around with it, you'll learn it better. It's actually the most accessible out of those Paradox games, besides maybe Warband, which is more of a third person like army leading game. And those, if you want to get into those type of games, those you should definitely check out. They're kind of the cream of crop.
Yeah, there's one thing I think you should have mentioned though. For a lot of people, and I've noticed this more because I'm also an RTS person like Anja.
Yeah,
StarCraft is very easy to watch.
Yes.
And even if you don't fully understand it at the beginning of a game session, you'll understand the basics of the game by the end of one, and that makes it very easy for people to become newcomers with. I would suggest StarCraft 1 or 2. Right now, StarCraft 2 Starter Edition is free. You don't have to pay for that, and you can play with your friends that already have it.
StarCraft 2 is free, right?
Yeah, it's not all of StarCraft 2, but it's a version of it that lets you play with friends. They have like literal co-op missions for StarCraft. And just lets you play, with people Doesn't cost you a dime. Really easy to get into it that way. That's only my suggestion on RTS, and because Lord knows we could talk forever on that. Ganja and I have similar tastes when it comes to that.
yes, sir.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and by the way, just so you guys know what's going on over here, we are going to play one last one. This might be the only reason why I'm saying this because the last two are very, very quick, and I'm honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to piss off Alan.
Can we have one show where I don't get mad?
No.
If we have 4 people and I'm the lowest level here, I doubt I'm going to get mad.
Here, I'm going to make a pair and win my other equipment.
We should check each other's heights and see who else wins in that one.
Okay, fuck off. Why don't we check each other's weights and see who wins in that category?
There might be a tie, Justin. You want to see?
I was going to say, don't fucking him, man. Just made a short joke. Fuck him.
Hey, you're going to throw me under that bus? I'm taking someone with me, bitch.
I can't throw you under the bus that you started driving.
Oh man. Now I'm trying to pass his no fun badge to Ganja. That's what Cedric said.
I'm not taking that shit. Hey, like I told them in the chat, I hate Nintendo, but I love fun.
It's fun.
No, we've never seen this shit about me and Alan. I'm sorry, but the only person who hasn't been called out on a no fun badge is actually Allie. That's the only person that no one has said that about.
Because Allie's bougie, y'all.
She likes everything.
Ganja hates fun. Allie likes fun, and Ganja hates fun.
So bougie is fun to you, so you must love the Migos.
No, but Allie likes fun because she's the only one that's not been called out for not liking fun. You're saying Allie's bougie because you're trying to insult her, which means that you don't like
Allie
fun.
just made a face like, don't make assumptions.
Ganja doesn't like fun. What?
Good lord.
Just the way he said that, he's pointing. Ganja don't like fun.
Lord. Because the thing is, I keep forgetting I'm on webcam because I'm on my PS4 and I'm talking through my computer. Obviously, I keep forgetting I'm on webcam, so it's like I'll probably just be doing stupid shit and not realizing it.
No, you're fine.
Magic of video.
Yeah, so now we're waiting for Jet to fucking super duper her weapon up right now. So
Yeah,
she saves all of our asses.
we're used to that.
So, all right, Jet, do you have not a life, or is this just your best game of the year that you're just dedicating whatever fucking free time you have to this game?
Okay, first of all, bitch.
You don't. Okay, you don't have to answer the first one. We're all gonna assume you don't have a life. So, what's the appeal of this game?
I was just about to answer.
Yeah, let her speak.
Okay, first of all, I actually haven't even been playing that much. I've been busy. If that was the case. I do have a life. Stop looking at me like that.
I doubt it. Just the way you said that. Just
I'm trying to ready up.
Just the information I'm getting, like, yo, Jet has the highest
This interview is over. This interview is over.
Dude, she's like 3 or 4 levels.
The interview is over.
Bitch, you ain't gonna Mariah carry me.
Yeah, she is. That's exactly what she's gonna do. And also, it doesn't take that long to level up to what Jet's level is. Like I'm like clocked in 7 hours, and I'm like level 4. she's like a few levels. She's probably clocked in like maybe 10 hours. Like that's like what a week.
Well, she actually did it faster than me and you, Alan, because she did the story missions. But like,
yeah, but she's also a veteran of this. Like,
yeah,
she's played all the other games prior. Like, this is to me the first one I put any amount of effort into.
that's the thing, because we played with other people online, and it's she's always at the top.
Well,
of their
people
fucking
legitimately have.
hunting
They'll play
horse.
this for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, but no, like like me, I would like to assume that I'm good at video games. Yes, don't talk shit, Alan. I will fuck you up.
Hey, you can assume whatever you want. I mean,
He's really good
I'm
at
sure
video
that's up
games
to the,
when they
to
have
the
a
viewers.
trainer.
Oh, okay, listen, motherfucker. Cuphead is hard as shit. What?
Oh
you
my
gonna give me
god!
shit
If
for
you
that?
talk about Cuphead one more fucking time, I swear to God.
All right, so Cuphead, Natural Republic. Which other games are for Persona non grata here on the
I don't know.
NCA?
Yeah, no shit.
Look, you guys keep bringing it the fuck up. Let's like I bring up Legend of Zelda like once a year.
Hey, I'm doing it because Jordan's not there to do it for me. Jordan would normally be in the chat right now. Hashtag fuck up hit 2018 as opposed to 2017. He's not here right now. But no, like I need a trainer for that game. I need a fucking Cheat Planet or Cheat. What the fuck is that called? Cheat Engine. I said Cheat Planet on accident because I'm a fucking 1990s baby.
Old school, man. Old school.
Game pack, man.
Or
That
Cheat Code Central.
got us all through the dark times.
Man, CC was my headquarters for San Andreas.
And there's actually a question for the chat. Like in chat, like what are some cheats that you guys used to use back in the day? Because like for me, man, I miss the days where you just do a button combination, you get like infinite fucking bullets, or like your health goes right back up or something.
Yeah.
I'll admit to being a total noob. I played StarCraft with like infinite resources. Like
You
it helped
bitch.
because I didn't want to just make it too easy. But I would get like the I forget what the exact code was, but you get like 10,000 minerals and 10,000 gas to
Oh,
start
I
off.
do that for fucking Stellaris when I play single player sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you can
Just
do
to
that
start.
in fucking Stellaris?
In only the single player campaign, you can basically add yourself some minerals. I stopped doing that because I learned how to balance my economy properly, so I don't need to. But like in the early game, I did it a little bit quickly because I had to fight a war like within minutes of starting the fucking game, so I needed to just get my troops up. But yeah, I don't mind doing the cheat stuff, especially when you're a first time, especially in RTS, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But I used to play Vice City on PC, and my favorite thing ever was Panzer. And when you type that in your keyboard, it spawns a tank. So what I would do is I would press start, and I would type in Panzer like a million times, and it would just start raining tanks.
Oh wow.
It would crash the game, but it was also
Rain in
funny.
tanks, hallelujah.
This is probably real late because we've been playing the game for like a good maybe solid 30, 45 minutes now. But what is the story behind Monster Hunter?
Monsters need to be hunted.
Yeah, you hunt monsters. That's pretty much it.
This particular game, you've gone to a new continent where the Elder Dragons, which are basically just giant monsters, go. You're trying to figure out why they go there. They've been going there more often, and you're the 5th overall group to go to this island.
Thank you for the not smart ass answer, Rufus. I appreciate it.
I mean, yeah, if you want to go
Because some
technical,
people are
but
listening going, actually, yeah, I kind of want to know what this game's about before I consider
Hey.
buying it. So, you know.
well, yeah, but it's like the story is like
Why are you
I
making
don't
me
want to say
be
not
a dick
there, but like you can forget it to a certain degree because it's like it's all about it's all about hunting the monsters and doing cool shit to hunt monsters. Like yeah, there's a basic story that keeps it going. Man, this thing's freaking out. But like at the end of it, it's just like yeah, you go hunt your monsters, do your
It's
thing.
getting hit in the face
I'm
with a
pretty sure
knife
you
hammer.
forgot
I'm
if,
pretty
like,
sure it should be
just
mad.
jumped us.
What's up?
No, I'm sorry, Rufus didn't wrap out. My shit went in.
No, like
But I was saying it should be pretty mad. I keep hitting it in the face with an ice hammer. It should be mad.
yeah. No, I'm surprised you're actually using the hammer right now.
Yeah, got it.
But I
What is
guess
that,
it
a
would work with
fucking
this since you're hitting
mudfish?
downward. No, yeah, it's a
Mounting a
mudfish.
fucking
and
fish.
It
What?
literally shoots out mud and you get fucking stuck in it and you can't fucking do anything.
Yeah, that's why
Yo,
I'm fucking jumping
y'all
over that
fucking
shit.
up. Y'all need a
Oh
Pokeball.
god damn it! They got me.
Pokeball.
Yeah,
fucking
that's why y'all
Gyarados.
fucking up.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah,
last
that-
match, remember?
That's
yeah,
the true.
whatever. I'll
Pokemon.
do it every match subsequently. You
Is
can't
no
stop
one
me.
gonna point out that the Pokemon Master here just called him a Gyarados when I was clearly a Mudkip?
Okay, I was
Y'all
thinking
are
Gyarados because of the size of him.
Okay. No one's gonna call them out because y'all are nerds.
And plus, all he does is he fucking splashes. Like, that's just like magic.
Yeah, like a Mudkip.
Okay, for one,
We're
Mudkip's
in the
from
mud.
that shitty, awful generation of Pokemon. I'm talking about the first 151, when the shit was actually normal.
Gyarados is a dragon. This is clearly a fish.
Hey, there's been good Pokemon after the one.
The only way to settle this is fucking Death Zone.
By the way, you get
Got-
Dragonite ore from this, so it's a dragon. Just saying. It's a
Yeah,
dragon.
well, does it look like a fucking dragon?
It's a water dragon.
I can't believe what I started right now.
Water dragons are still dragons, motherfucker. This is like fucking
We're in the
fish.
middle of a
Your
fight.
fault, Ganja. Your
Dude.
fault.
It has wings to an extent. See those wings?
Those are
thingies?
flippers, motherfucker. That's
Okay,
how
well,
it happens.
he can treat them like wings if he uses his imagination, Alan.
Jenny just said in the chat, that's a big ass mudkip.
Yeah, no
Those
shit.
are flippers, mother effer. I love it.
Yeah, those are flippers, motherfucker.
Well, I didn't think I'd be arguing fucking marine biology in the fucking FCA.
God damn it.
Hey man, you never know what kind of information you need on MCA. Sometimes you know some
Apparently,
Pokemon biology,
A
bitch.
discussion about fucking shrinking
Pokemon
people in the
biology.
last show, and now we're talking about marine biology and Pokemon the same fucking
Hey,
breath.
you want to talk about flat Earth and how the projection of the moon
No!
is not real?
No, because that is the
Yeah, you talk to me like a dog. I'm gonna sit down.
Oh my
no,
God, it was-
sit.
No, because the gun is getting at is I got bored and I was just looking at flat Earth stuff because people that believe in flat Earth are fucking stupid. So I was just looking it up because I'm like, hey, let's have a joking fun. And then I kept hearing.
Bob, by the way, no, like that dude, he spent how much money on fucking like little like flying things to go in the fucking space to find out that it's flat.
Oh, that rapper?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, there's a
No,
reason
he had a
why.
Kickstarter
Let's
to
not
do
say
the
that's not, it's probably not round. I'm just saying. I'm just joking.
But anyway, like I was saying, like people that believe in that, it's ridiculous. I was looking up, I'm like, what else do they believe in? And I literally looked it up, and they don't believe the moon is real. People that believe there's a subsection of the flat Earth that believe the moon is a hologram that was built in the 1950s. To trick people that
Al,
the Earth
have
is
you ever
flat.
been on the moon? Can you prove you've seen the moon with your own eyes in person?
And I got so fucking triggered because my people fucking use the moon for thousands of years to like when our fasting month happens.
Canadians.
We use the moon. For
You're his
thousands
people,
of
people.
years.
He's calling out his Canadians.
No, wow. Well, yeah, right. Probably both get down. I'm Muslim, so.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Wait,
we
only Muslims use the moon?
yes, we actually do for during the fasting month when
The moon is a big symbol in the Islamic religion.
It's literally the symbol of our religion, and what it is once a year we have the fasting month. So for 30 days we don't eat for when the sunlight comes out. When we see the moon, that's when we actually eat. So when the moon is not out, we don't eat. And yeah.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished.
No, I was going to ask you. So now that you came out, because you said it before on the show, but I don't think people really heard it. Can we finally, can we finally honor Captain Jack's ferret and actually talk about that
we're
Muslim
actually
thing?
talking about Islam now. Yeah, for the first time in the MCA history, we're legitimately talking about Islam.
Oh, people, that was a weird show.
Yeah.
We had a man that loved ferrets and then was hardcore conservative. It was beautiful.
That sounds about right when it comes to ferrets. And
I'm conservative mostly. That guy was too much for me. Even.
Yeah, Justin facepalm. We're not all like this, show.
It's like Justin's pro guns, and he's telling someone that was so pro guns. Justin's probably gonna be like, man, maybe I should be anti-gun. Shit.
Oh,
It's
we're
like,
Slater, y'all.
I shoot
Yeah,
guns.
I
Yeah.
I have a 700 damage ice hammer. I think it's gonna die. I think it's gonna.
Yeah,
die.
well, you could have done that before it killed me.
No, it was funnier that way.
God
It really
damn it.
was.
It's like, okay, Alan's dead. Kill the monster.
Say his feathers got plucked.
Dejan's saying Justin's going Jaden Smith. What?
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 On the chat, it's like Justin going. Jaden
Yo,
Smith.
I know this is a fucking tangent, but this is something I come across recently. Apparently, on one of his songs, that motherfucker literally compared himself to Martin Luther King.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was like, I'm like MLK. I'm like MLK.
No.
I mean,
Spoiled
he's
brat
a
of a
fucking
famous movie
idiot.
song.
Does anybody like?
Yeah.
I'm not even surprised at this point, dude. Kanye West compared himself to Jesus.
I mean, that was a little crazy too.
Kanye West
A
also said
little?
his
He has
biggest
an
regret
album
was
called
not
Jesus.
saying
Okay,
this.
I don't know why, but like I Ruthless, explained the more proper version. But like the thing is, everyone goes like, "Oh, he's calling himself crazy for calling him Jesus." Like that's kind of everyone has done that so far. Like fucking even the Beatles
did that.
Yeah, the Beatles were like, "We're better than
Album called
Jesus."
Yeah, I don't even fucking know. But that shit got quiet as fuck for a second here.
We're judging him.
No, man, but okay, finally we get something different over here, god damn it. So basically Jed got Shiny Collector. She dropped monster materials. Or wait, what?
Everyone
she
here
collected
but me.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh, and Ruthless
What's
is
all
not here either. Sorry.
Oh,
Ruthless-
okay. I assume Ruthless was here.
Yeah, I purposely didn't hit the monster until the end. Was waiting for Alan to die because you said you're gonna kill Alan.
Why? Seriously?
If you watch, I would literally like walk away as my big attack started coming up. Like, oh wait, I have to walk away now.
Wow,
We
this
discussed
is
this.
Monopoly all over again. What the fuck?
No, people, that's actually going to be it, though, for tonight, because it has been long. I know you guys have a long, long night ahead of you with the after hours and everything, too, but it was fun as shit playing this. I had a great time. I don't know if you had a great time, Mr. Just Died, Mr. Faint.
I mean, yeah, except for everyone at the end deciding, hey, let's just watch this guy die, while everyone else just has fun.
It was fun just talking about you guys playing. This is
No, this was a great time, by the way. I'm really glad. Finally, Jet, you finally let people hear that soothing voice, as Tay would say. You know?
Never gonna hear it again.
Never gonna get it.
What the fuck you talking about soothing? It sounds like she gotta blow her nose.
No, it's funny.
Nah,
It's like
man,
the
we'll
southern
play
came
more
out.
Southern next week.
First of all, look who's talking.
Oh, shit. Over here going to sleep with your window open and shit.
Hey, it's not my fault God decided to make it snow when I left the window open.
Why would you let the window open if it's fucking snowing?
Why did you leave it open?
Because
dude?
he sucks. We've established this.
Hey, I didn't know a fucking surprise winter storm was gonna come through after like 2 days of 60
Hey,
degrees.
hey, man. In Canada, man, that shit happens on a dime, man. We know better.
No, the
Oh,
thing
okay,
is,
Dejan explained himself about Jaden. Like, oh, you seen them? I actually seen the moon with your eyes, man. Sorry.
but before we even continue on really quick, well, we're not going to continue. We're going to be ending. But if you guys like this and us playing the gameplay stuff, I don't do this all the time, whatever the fuck, but my boy Ganja Guru does. Go and go to the Midnight Chat Attack. Ignore the messages on the top. Corey Gowen says the show's on Dropbox, apparently. So, yeah, but once again, though, people, check that out. Ganja, anything you want to say about that, too? Because I forgot if you guys are playing a game soon.
Tomorrow we're gonna actually be making up because we missed this week due to stuff that we can control. Our time schedule got kind of fucked up. But usually for basically the new people that are coming in, that are just checking out the Midnight Chat Attack for the first time, they're gonna go by the Facebook. We do the video game show, or as we like to call it, the Untitled Video Game Show, every Friday at 7:30 CST time, same time as the Midnight Chat Talk, but a different day. And so you gotta give us some leeway because it's my first time streaming, and sometimes the games fuck up the audio or fuck up the XSplit, and I have to restart things. So give us about 30 minutes to like 45 minutes, and sometimes we start on time. We've been getting lucky with that lately. And also, we were playing the game today, so we're not going to play any of the new games like Monster Hunters or anything. We're actually going to be playing Table VR for our Friday. So if you have Table VR or you want to purchase it for $19.99, we're going to be playing Uno, and we might play something else if we can actually decide upon it.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
and finally we don't all
Monopoly.
stop being friends after that Uno match.
Secret Hitler. Play Secret
Oh, gosh. I don't know about that. I want to see these motherfuckers play Monopoly because they turn into Hitler, both of them. That shit's wonderful.
Yeah, that might be hard because the chat will hate me forever because I become the most evil bastard in the world playing Monopoly.
But that's going to be it for us. On Alan, you didn't do it in the beginning of the show, but yeah, before we go to, what are you going to be doing for the after hours, son?
Yeah, so me and Ganja work together to kind of do essentially the first time ever blaxploitation fucking after hours viewing party. There's in the DT chat, there's a straw poll going on. We'll put the straw poll back in the rabbit, but yeah, we got a bunch of choices on there, and as with every after hours viewing party, there's gonna be a fan choice. So if there's something on that list that's like, no, let's do that instead. Put it in the chat, and we'll discussion of it and watch it. And if someone could pull up the chat, or we'll do it in the rabbit and just see what's winning so far. But yeah, we got a packed after hours this time.
Yeah, no, and so far, Human Tornado. I was going to say Homo Tornado.
That's the porn version of it.
And for people on the YouTube,
Fabulous tornado ever.
and for the people that are on the YouTube, I'm going to be posting on the comment link as soon as the show's done processing.
Exactly, yeah. So, people, that's going to be it. So, on the count of 3, on that 1, and on that 2, and on that 3, son, attack!
Alan can't play this game.
We're not do that shit, Jet.
I don't